If anyone is mad about anything said in this video, I dare you to debate us in the comments. No, seriously, I want the smoke.
I have this annoying sucker on the other end of my line, trying to steal my intro, but it's alright, it's alright. Today, as you already heard, I have a special guest.
Yeah,
Would you
the
like to
best
introduce?
guest.
Oh, the best
Yeah,
guest.
Wood D, with a W dot at the end, and simple stuff. But I've talked about the game in question we're about to discuss a little bit. It'll be in the bio. Ash in my channel.
The bio.
They both should be there.
Yeah. I'm gonna link this channel down. I'm gonna link this channel down. Yeah, I'm linking it down. For sure.
Okay, I'll be checking.
Sure.
I'll be checking.
But in all seriousness, guys, today we're here to do something that we've both been kind of wanting to do for quite a while. And that is to get our full opinions out on the video game, the famous, world-renowned, critically acclaimed video game. Yes, critically acclaimed video game, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Yeah.
And I really want to think, well, before we get into this, I want to thank Long again for inviting me to talk about this game. Because, we both had trouble trying to make videos about this on our own. So, we decided to come together, and really get our thoughts out about it. And just a little disclaimer, if you like the game, then I'm just going to be honest, I don't know what's up with you. But maybe you really like the character designs, so you like the game. This is not a personal attack, it's only a personal attack against how this game came to. We're only attacking the game here, okay? Although we will talk about the developers, we don't hate them by any means, they just really messed up. So, you ready? No more stalling?
I am very ready. I am very ready.
I think I hit all the bases, Anyone who wants to complain, that we're being too hateful or anything, then, oh well.
Listen.
Oh well.
Listen.
You should
hey,
leave.
listen. If you
Go
like
away.
the game, that's perfectly okay. I may not actually understand at all, but hey, if you like the game, it's perfectly okay. But please, I want you to. I don't want you to leave. I want you to stick around. I want you to stick around and give me the watch hours. Sign on. But I want you to stick around.
We should stick around so you can see why this game isn't as powerful as you may think.
Maybe we can change your mind on this. Maybe we can change your mind on
let's get straight into it with the beginning of this game. Back in, what was it, 2019? Or almost 2020?
No, yeah, 2020. 2020.
FNAF VR came out. Of course, you'll probably have some images, showing what the heck this is. Because just in case you're really silly and you don't know what FNAF VR is, it's a VR headset game following the hit series Five Nights at Freddy's, right? After what seemed like to be the end of the franchise, again, for like the third time, they came back stronger than ever with a VR game, which got pretty good reviews. Some people complain because they got the non-VR version. I was questioning why you would get a VR game, and play it on a normal console. That's just pretty stupid. And then try to review the game and say it's bad and not scary. Oh, you're not playing it in VR. You're kind of killing the point. But it's okay.
Some sucker just broke, man. Like
they just broke. Facts. Like me, I don't have a VR headset either.
Me neither.
But I can still acknowledge it's good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank
It's
you.
Not perfect.
Shout out to the many YouTubers I watch playing this.
Facts.
But that game, like FNAF VR, I feel like is a really good game and is a really good, pretty much a return to the franchise. It was a very good idea and it was executed wonderfully. But the base game wasn't just it. There was also many DLCs. Well, not many DLCs. There was like one, but there was many.
The
stuff
DLC in question was very good.
Yes. Curse of
Dreadbear DLC.
Yes, and there was a lot of stuff included, a lot of extra stuff in that DLC. That was very neat.
We're not really here to review FNAF VR. We're here to talk about mainly the story elements. So FNAF VR had a very interesting story. You play as a tester, right? Who gets hacked by this entity in the game called Glitchtrap. We're not going to get into the lore convenience of Glitchtrap at the moment. We can talk about that later.
We'll get into the story later. We definitely will. Trust us. Trust us.
But at the moment, let's talk about how Glitchtrap exists, right? And he's the reason why this playtester gets hacked, right? So this playtester gets hacked, right? And you know, her mind is, you know, kind of like he can like kind of almost mind control her. It's not clear how it works, but it's basic enough where you can understand he's basically controlling her mind
Yeah.
and her thoughts. Right?
Yes.
It's not that confusing.
Yes. And you learn this through a series of assembled tapes, which are told
Yes.
out of order, on purpose.
Yes.
Uh, you know, to kind of like trick you. Like the whole twist of that game is that the tapes really are telling you to pretty much do the opposite of what they were telling you to do in the beginning. Like they were telling you to assemble the tapes in the beginning, but once you collect the final tape, it tells you to not assemble them, or also bring out Glitch Trap. That's kind of like the
And
whole
then you
twist.
realize, you know, you're screwed over, obviously,
Yeah.
because you're like, oh shoot, why I do what the game told me not to do. And then basically, like I said, it's kind of like a meta game where you're in universe. You're the in universe player you're playing as is actually playtesting the game. Like it's an actual game in universe.
Yes, it's a game in universe, but like you know, you're actually like, beta testing the game. Like again, it's very meta, very meta, very meta.
Yeah, very meta stuff. But pretty much, Glitchtrap ends up hacking. I'm just gonna call this person Vanessa for the moment. We'll get into that this whole thing later. But I'm just gonna assume it's Vanessa, right? And by the time of the Chris and Dreadbear DLC, we get two. There's a lot that goes on in that DLC, but we get two big things.
Yes.
The building of the Pizzaplex, you can see it in the background, was the main FNAF security breach takes place in. You can see the building of it, like how it's being built, the foundation and stuff, right?
Yep.
Before it's fully complete, which that's really cool, you know?
Yep.
Especially at the time, because we had no idea what this place was. All we knew was Final Phrase was building a new location.
Yes, and that it was pretty big too, because like even the structure, like the way it was being constructed, that was like, dang, like, this place is going to be huge. And boy, were we
Facts.
right.
Oh yes. Again, we're almost at security breach. We're almost there, guys. Stick with us for a few more seconds. And basically, another big thing was we got a mask, right? Because if you do some special secrets, you can get a mask, right?
Yep.
That resembles everyone's favorite villain, William Afton's favorite character to go kill kids in. It's a bunny mask, right?
Yep. It's a bunny mask, and so we get
And we get some
much...
really cool voice line between
Yes,
her.
we do.
And we can see the other half of the conversation on some weird website, some off-brand website with Glitch Trap.
And that is what we thought at the time was the next tease for the next major villain of FNAF, or at least where this Glitch Trap was going to go with his evil plans next.
Yes. So basically, things are looking up for FNAF. You know, new game out. You know, you got a lot of new stuff to the lore. A new main villain, it seems like. And then, you know, things were a little quiet from FNAF, you know. They eventually announced their new game would be called, you know,
Security.
we got some random details, yeah. We got some art, you know, about the game, which is just this one lady. We've later found out her name was Vanessa.
There was also some leaked art. Funko Pop screwed up, and they leaked out Vanny's design.
Yes.
You know, for the toys.
But it's okay. That's not really that big of a deal. It's just a leak, right?
But
here's the thing. That leak was a big piece of news because FNAF, let's just say Steelwool and Scott were being extremely quiet about what this game was going to be.
Yes. Very
As a matter of fact, it would almost seem as if the game itself was changing. Like the raw production. Like they didn't have a clear view of what they wanted the game to be.
Nah, bro.
Or they did and things started changing. But again, we'll get into that stuff later.
Just give them some time, man. Just give them some time.
Again, everyone was a little I can say for certain that almost everyone was a little worried. But everyone pushed back their worries, you know. They just figured it's nothing too major, right?
Yes.
It's not that big of a deal. Like, calm down, everybody, you know?
Yeah, man.
Like, you know, they just figured, again, wasn't that big of a deal. FNAF Scott just being his normal self, you know? But I'm just going to tell you, we got these random posters that reveal little pieces of animatronics that were straight up garbage. These posters on Security Breach were garbage. They revealed no gameplay stuff, no story, nothing. It was just random images of animatronics, right? So fans were understandably a little upset, right? And they wanted some stuff. Like, That's the main reason we got the first trailer. It was because the fans were demanding, not because Scott wanted to release it. Because the fans were demanding, we need some stuff. Like, it's just this game's still coming out. Because they
But
would go quiet for like 6 months at a time.
But we got it at the State of Play of 2020, and I will not forget it because I was definitely not expecting the dang FNAF game reveal. I would
No.
listen. I was not expecting that at all, and especially at the PlayStation State of Play. I was like, oh my gosh, Scott made it, man! Like this is so cool.
I was so proud.
Yeah, man. Like
I grew up, like I remember back in 2014, when FNAF first came out, it was such a exciting time,
Yeah, man. Like FNAF was a powerhouse back in the day, bro. Like, okay, that's something that we should have mentioned in the beginning. We have been fans for years. I mean, we're OGs, 2014 OGs.
Yes,
We
sir.
know this franchise in and out. Like, we've been there since the beginning. So it is
Facts.
very. So this series is very, very personal to us. Very personal
Mhm.
to us. So when I saw that we were going to get a game, a new FNAF game on the PlayStation 5, and it was viewed at the State of Play, and the graphics looked good. It had a creepy atmosphere. The voice lines are really creepy. I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks really good. I'm so
It was a real
hyped.
FNAF game. Like,
And it was free roam.
yes.
Free
And,
roam. To make it
mhm.
even better. To make it even better.
There was
Um,
so much to be excited about,
there was so much to excited about. I may not understate how freaking excited I was for this game. Especially the villain. And I was like, dang, we're finally going to get a new villain in FNAF. Like, we're finally going to get a new villain. It's kind of been only active for like years. But
hmm
would you like to tell him about the other trailers, Woody?
trailers. Okay, so FNAF, went really quiet after this trailer because there were still some problems with it. As I meant to mention that, like there were some problems with the frame rate on some of the animatronics running. But again, some people brought these problems, but others like me who were a little naive, I guess, at the time, were like, it's not that big of a deal. It's still early. They can easily fix them, right?
Hmm.
Although I was a little worried, I quickly brushed off my worries.
Yeah, man.
But
Like,
something interesting happened.
hmm
Scott got real quiet again, and basically he released. Um, so Steelwool again, due to people complaining, they finally started to do some more marketing, quote unquote, was to release these. No, this is gonna sound like a really cool idea until I explain them to you. Okay. If you are a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, you probably have heard of or have seen a few FNAF tapes.
oh yes, yes. Yes, like all the ones from Scrimpus McGrimpus. I'm probably not saying that right.
Yes.
Meme Bear, heck, even the spin-offs like the Walton Files, like even stuff like that,
hmm
crap like that. Like again, FNAF tapes, like kind of as towards like 2000, I would say maybe like 2020 or so, kind of blew up, and
Yes.
they are really creepy. Like it is really
hmm
like it's really telling of how like scary the FNAF lore can actually be.
Yes.
We'll talk about horror in a minute, but continue about what was what do you tell me about Steelwool's version of the FNAF tapes forever and
Well, to
ever. So no.
well, you almost gave them away right now. Basically, they had this interesting way of showing you stuff. They they decided that the best way to show off the game and to replicate a very fan beloved thing was to make these really creepy VHS videos, right? Which is obviously
Yes.
like old Fredbear Company stuff, right? Very old Fredbear
Hmm.
Company stuff, which is cool, because we heard about Freddy's and Friends, back in the day. Even though Freddy's supposed to be Golden Freddy, maybe this is like a revived version of the show, whatever, right?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it seems to have some little creepy undertones, right?
Yeah, it showed us some stuff about the game. It showed us some stuff about the
hmm
game, and it teased some animatronics that I wasn't too fond of, that we'll get to in a minute.
Here's the problem with these. Even thinking like, hey, this looks like a good idea on paper. See, they decided to make a few of these, right?
Quite a few.
And they're basically the same animations over and over again.
And over again.
They did nothing unique or special.
No, their idea was, I guess their idea was, okay, we're just going to, okay, well, it's an old cheap 60s cartoon or whatever. You know, I mean, cartoons tend to repeat animations, so we're just gonna do that same thing. The problem is, you know, the problem it really does shine for anyone who's actually played after the game, right? Because when you realize that these tapes literally had nothing to do with anything, they had nothing to do with anything down the line, unfortunately. So when you rewatch these tapes, they just seem, how do we put it, cheap. I would say cheap, definitely.
And like a big waste of time.
Yes, and a big waste of time and a big waste of freaking excitement. Like, there's just nothing of substance here, especially after you played the game. Because, spoiler alert, guys, anything that's not, you know, the stuff that's not the tapes, like the tapes don't matter. They don't matter.
No, they don't. They don't.
They show up in a game in a secret room.
Yes. And it's not even the tapes. It's just the outro for them, by the way.
Yes, that's very true. The tapes are the same. It's the same thing over and over. Like, we are not exaggerating. It is the same animations over and over and over again. And
I mentioned how each time it got less and less scary to the point where it was just retarded. I'm not even gonna hold it back. Like retarded.
Yeah, man. Like, this junk was definitely not. It was definitely freaking not. It was getting less and less scary. You know, I kind of stopped checking them out after a while. I literally did not freaking know what the final tape even was. I was just waiting until the game came out. I was waiting until the freaking game came out.
And speaking of which, we got a new trailer. You know, for the game. The final trailer, right? And it looks very different from the original trailer. It's some moments that were not in the original trailer. You know, we got some cool new backdrops for locations, right?
Yep.
And all in all, got me hyped for the game again, right?
Yep.
The animation seemed kind of polished, you know.
Yep, they seem
and
better.
The graphics looked amazing. They looked incredible.
Yes, they did.
How amazing the graphics looked. So,
yes. Graphics
I was
so
very
good.
excited. To say the very least, I was excited for this game. And like again, throughout this whole like we should call this the what should we call it? These trailers, these teases for the game, right? This whole phase.
Yes.
I had some problems with them, but I'm not gonna lie. I was so hyped for this game. Like, I was like, all they had to do is release some stuff, and they were doing the bare minimum, and you know they're basically getting away with it.
Yep.
Right?
Hey man, I was ready for this game. I was so excited to see what the story was going to be. Like, you know, even after all the stuff with Scott happened, and you know, and crap like that, and, you know, you see it would leave.
We
Like,
talk about that too.
I don't really think it's necessary.
No, just a little bit how it affects the game, how it applies to the game, right? Because during this time, Scott got caught in a little controversy that we're not going to get into directly, but basically all in this controversy, and he left Steelwood working on the game. Like, he basically gave them full control, which is very important. We'll bring up later.
Yes, that is
like midway through
very
production. He left the game completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you don't know who Scott Cawthon is, he's the original creator of FNAF. And basically the whole reason is the way it is because of him, right?
Yes, pretty
so
much.
This will be a very important point later.
Yes. It will be like, but even after I heard that he left the game, crap like that, I'm like, okay, well, you know, he left him with notes. Like, they still know what he wants to do, right? They still know what he wants to do.
So we thought.
Yep. So we thought.
Basically, let's skip right to the release date. We covered all the problems I have with the, teasers.
Yep. Yes.
Basically,
well, almost all the problems. We'll get to the final problem when we get to her. We'll get to the final problem with the marketing. Well, we're gonna come back to this, but you want to start talking about the game now, the actual game itself?
Yes. So when the game first dropped, right? I did not get it. I did not pre-order, although I was very hyped. I did not pre-order.
No.
Because I did end up getting it like a few days after it, like within like the first week or two it came out. I
Yes, me
already
too.
was playing the game.
Yes,
So
I started streaming this game. Like I was so I was so like ready. I was so ready to play this
I
game.
was yeah, I was so ready to love this game, high
Hmm.
key.
Yeah, and it's a and I will say for the first hour or so, I was pretty
Yes.
invested. I was ready. I was like ready
hmm
to see what the game was gonna throw at me and crap like that.
So now we're in like the second phase. We're gonna start talking about the mechanics,
Oh
okay, and the
boy.
atmosphere of this game. So the game first starts with a very strong atmosphere. It shows a trailer of Freddy,
Mm.
and the
Little
gang
opening
singing along
cinematic.
to or a cinematic.
Mm.
And, you're getting kind of hype, introducing you to the main gang, implying they're gonna be really important later.
Mm.
All
Right.
all good, nothing crazy stuff going on, right?
Right.
Then there's just a cut to Freddy falling, and then boom, Gregory's inside of him, and the
Mm.
game starts, right? You
Yep.
may be wondering, hey, it's a little weird. Maybe the game will explain that later, how Gregory got in there, because that's definitely a weird plot point. And Freddy brings it up how it's weird how Gregory's just inside of him. Like it
Pause.
doesn't make much sense.
But yeah, like yeah, yeah, but like in all seriousness, like it is a like a like, even like I didn't say this in my stream, but I was thinking like okay, that's kind of jarring, but
hmm
it didn't necessarily like matter. I was like okay, well they'll just explain it later. They'll just
I mean,
explain it later.
even crawling through that first vent, the atmosphere of this game got me good, 'cause I was
Hmm.
really scared, right?
Yeah, like
Even
that part where
crawling
you're
through that
crawling through
first
the
vent.
vents and you hear freaking you hear all the animatronics in the distance and you hear Monty like freaking just wrecking things like you don't know where it's coming from, like but you just hear him you just hear destruction like bangs against the wall, freaking like grunts and crap like that like
hmm
it was actually really terrifying. Not even gonna lie to you. Not even gonna lie to
hmm
you. Like
And
I was ready. I was in.
when you get out, there's this cool little Easter egg. You can see some old FNAF villains like Ennard box cutouts, Springtrap box cutouts. Although I
Yes.
don't know why the company would have this printed out. I think it's just a cool little wink at the fans.
Mm,
But we'll get to that later. How things don't really
yeah,
make sense. Um,
but I thought it was cool. I thought it was like, okay, oh, this is cool. Don't mind this
exactly.
here, but hey, I still like it. I will not complain. Um,
hmm
and in that part where you step out into I don't know what it's called in the game, for reasons, but uh, when you step into that first area where you hear Monty like destroying things here, and you hear that peaceful
hmm
music, dun, 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 dun. Bro, the way the music is used is really good in this
Yes.
game. I will give credit where credit is due. When I come
hmm
across something to give credit to, uh, this game really does use its the music to its atmospheric advantage. Like when you enter the hallway, and it's like really, it sounds peaceful, but at the same time you hear freaking Monty just destroying things. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening, and it's real. Again, as you said, it's really atmospheric. Like I also really
Yes.
like how they set up. I really like how they actually do, like make this place actually feel like even though you don't get to see this place working for very long, and when I mean for very long, I mean you only get to see it working for like a minute,
hmm
and then that's it. But again, we'll get to that stuff later. But it's still pretty cool to see all the neon signs everywhere, the music, like what the what the restaurants are called and crap like that. Like all that stuff they
Yes.
did really well on. All that stuff they did really well on. Um,
And in that first chase scene, I was genuinely scared.
oh, me too. Definitely scared. I was screaming. I was like, ah!
Yes, I was also yelling. I was yelling straight into the camera, Hikey. My mic. I was yelling straight into my mic, Hikey. I was terrified.
Yes, I was very, very. I was like, "Yo, this is great so far." You
So
know.
far, the first
Mm.
part of the game where I really started encountering some problems, you could say, was, the daycare. Now, like,
What up? Now, this is where our experience differs a little bit because I didn't experience this bug in the daycare at all. The daycare portion it for me was so terrifying. It was so terrifying. It was really really hard to do, but it was still really really scary. Um, Now, as for Woody, it was a different story.
And then we'll get to that. Explain your experience with the daycare.
Oh, the experience of daycare. I mean, it starts off with you going, you're at this, this big daycare. By the way, I mean, really, I'm like, dang, I would have
Yeah,
loved this place as a
make sure
kid.
you show clips, of this, Anyway, continue.
I'm showing it right now. Um, so like, but like, this is a really, really big daycare. Like, I mean, dang, I said I would have loved this place as a kid if this is real. It's freaking awesome. It looks cool. I'm like, shoot, this looks
Hmm.
really cool. I go down the slide. You get this like music and crap like that, musical cue of you going down the slide. Then you end up in the ball pit. You walk in the ball pit for a little bit before seeing this like a sun hop
Mm.
into the ball pit. And from there, you're really, really scared, and then he pops out, grabs you, and crap like that. And he's acting really weird. Like, he doesn't attack you per se, but he's very, how do I say this, abrasive. He's all up in your
Abrasive.
face. He's literally all up in your face. And you have to distract him and crap like that. And then you go get the key card at the front desk, and the lights turn off for some reason, and then Sun goes to Moon, and Moon is terrifying. I will not even cap. She is scary. That sucker was
On some naughty
terrifying.
boy type stuff.
Yes,
That's what he says.
very very terrifying. Very
Hmm.
terrifying. I'm like, oh shoot, what the freak am I dealing with? And then you have to
Listen.
go find these 5 generators and crap like that. Like, and you have to traverse through the dark. Like, it is very dark and it is pretty hard to see, but it is
Hmm.
still when I was still in the first hour, so I was still invested. So I can overlook small things like that. I can just like you know just be like, okay, well that's just like the challenge to it. And I dealt with the challenge. It took me quite a bit, but I did deal with the challenge, and it was pretty scary. Uh, the portion right after that was well, I'll let you Woody describe your experience with Sun and Moon.
Well, Sun and Moon was very interesting because, unlike I just like Long Games guy, I thought he was very scary. Very scary animatronic. Definitely the scariest thing we've seen so far in the game.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
the biggest thing was like, oh shoot, how am I gonna beat this portion? So I started distracting him the same way I did Sun, right? I started distracting Moon, right?
Hmm.
But here's the thing. As I was distracting him, something very interesting happened. I distracted him so Moonman got a bit too distracted, if you know what I mean. So distracted to the point to where he how do I put this? He got bugged out, like bugged out bad, where he couldn't move. And it still took me a while to find the generators, and nowhere near as long as it would have. Which made me realize how difficult these things genuinely were to find.
Hmm. Yes, they were very difficult to find, but that was just a challenge, so it was
Exactly.
perfectly fine.
We'll get
Mm.
into the challenge of this game later.
Oh boy,
Because we're almost there. We're almost there. So
we're
I get to the
almost
main
there.
portion.
Hmm.
Then come across my first major bug when after you leave the daycare, the animatronics gang around you. And also, if you don't save here, um, you have to do the whole portion all over again.
Bye
I
bye.
think
That that is a problem with the game we will cover very very soon, but keep going. Keep going.
after you save here, you if you die,
Mhm.
you respawn and then you get back inside Freddy. And Freddy tells you
Yes.
you gotta move because the daycare attendant can leave at the end of the hour. He can leave the daycare,
And it's this really
right?
awkward sequence. It's very awkward. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I died when this first happened because I legit did not know what I was doing.
I
Because,
died too, but for a different reason. Because
it,
Moon Man is a little glitched, right? We call him TVA Moon Man because he just kills you for no
yes.
reason sometimes. Um, basically, here's what happens. As you are traversing, trying to get to the nearest charging station, which is not marked at all, you
Hmm.
just have to roam around and pray
Yeah.
you find it. Um, you get jump scared by him almost immediately because
Yes.
um, he just spawn. Let me just say, he just spawns on you. He genuinely just spawns on
He
you.
spawns on you and grab. Okay. He spawns on you, and he grabs you out of Freddy. The game doesn't explain where to go, as you mentioned, so it is double confusing because you have a limited time to get to a charging station or you die. Uh,
It's also double
and
confusing because the game tells
Mhm.
you, like, just right before this, that you're safe inside Freddy from other animatronics. So it's
Yes,
like double confusing.
and then all of a sudden he spawns on you and you get grabbed out. You get straight up. And by the way, there's no animation for him actually grabbing you out of Freddy, by the way, which that would have been scary, but no, you literally just die. You're in the jump scare animation. Like 1 second you're in Freddy, another
Yes.
second you're in the jump scare animation. It's like, oh, what the freak happened? It's so jarring. But
Right.
continue. Continue.
Once you get to the train station, you get your first look at Vanny, the game's main villain, right?
You sure?
She's like, yeah, she's skipping around, and Freddy pretends to like not see her, which is very weird, right? As a player, you start to not trust Freddy as much, right? You're like, oh my god, she's definitely lying, because like, how do you miss that, right?
Mm,
And so, of course, you start to trust Freddy a little bit less, and this was turning it back into the flow of the game, because we saw Vanny, she was a pretty scary segment.
yes, she was pretty scary.
This is the first time you see it,
Yep.
but
She was scary. She was scary until you realize her presence is little to none. But we're gonna get to that very, 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 very soon. It might be the next thing
okay,
we talk
if I had
about.
a nickel every time we say, oh, we'll get into that soon, I would be a millionaire right now. But let's continue.
You would have exactly, think like maybe 8 nickels.
Whatever, who cares? Someone will correct me in the comment section.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hmm.
um, basically, let's skip ahead a little bit. You get to the main room, it gets a little buggy, right? It starts lagging a little bit. And if you choose
Yep.
Roxanne Wolf's route, the game gives you an option of which animatronic which way to go. If you pick
Hmm.
Roxanne Wolf's route, you go into this really, 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 really buggy arcade. Like,
Yes. Yes.
like
I
every
mean,
time you go in
gracious.
there, there's a lot of frame rate issues and stuff. It's just it's a
There's
bad
a
look.
huge frame rate drop when you
Yes.
transition from the L chips to rocks to the Mazercade. Is it called the Mazercade? Shoot, I'll put an image up here. What it's called, but uh, there is a I mean, this is a universal glitch too. I mean, this happens with everybody. So if you play the game, you actually know what we're talking about. Like this thing
Hmm.
it's universal bug, and like it's. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's very annoying, when you're just trying to like quickly
Yes.
transition, especially when you're trying to run from something, and you have to wait for the game to freaking stop stuttering out of its mind, so you can get to that next portion or whatever, and
Yes. It is very annoying.
it, yeah, like, not,
But this
mhm.
portion, the game, another time the game gives you no direction is, you don't know where to go. You don't know where to go, right?
Yes.
Like, because the game just tells you go to this door that's locked because you don't have enough level, right? So you basically
Hmm.
can't get in there. You have to find this vent that's like non-existent. I still cannot find it.
I don't think I
But
found it either.
anyway, the point is you have to find this vent. Couldn't find it, so I
Nope.
ended up leaving and taking
Me
the
too.
cheaper route instead,
Me too.
right?
Hmm.
Now this is where things get a little interesting. We meet this character called Music Man. If you know Matt Pat, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
Go! Music Man!
and he comes out of a vent. He's like, "Oh, okay, interesting." Matt Pat's
Hmm.
right about something. This
He's
will
a
not be the last time he's right about
small.
something.
Oh no, it will not be the last time. But it's that big Music Man that you may be seeing in whenever someone talks about this game. No. It's a small little like miniature wind up toy. Um, and yes, you can die from it. I don't necessarily know how, honestly, because it is very small, very very miniature, and doesn't
Yes.
really like it. I mean, and Gregory, I said Gregory. Gregory is definitely bigger than this thing, so I don't really know how it kills you, but whatever. It's a video game. It's a horror game. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can let it. I can let it slide. I can let it slide.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, he's kind of scary at first. At first.
I wouldn't say scary. I'd say creepy at the max. I wouldn't say scary. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. You gotta give this game something. I.
All right. You're right. So it's creepy when you first see it.
Mhm.
And after you escape from him, you go into this portion.
Mhm.
This is where the weaknesses of the game really start to shine.
Oh baby, are we talking about the Chica portion?
Yes, sir, we are.
Oh, we are.
You enter
Okay.
this big boiler type room, right?
Mhm.
And you see Chica come out the area. You know, the game plays this boom sound effect. Boom when she comes into the room, right?
Yep.
So you know the animatronics in the room.
Mhm.
And basically, you know, you're like, oh, should you guys sneak by her, right? I think this is like the second time you have to sneak by animatronics. The game, no, this is like the third time the game directly tells you to sneak by animatronics, right?
Yes.
Especially like, it's Chica, you know, I gotta get by her, blah, 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 right?
Mhm.
She will find you and follow you into the room. And it's basically through stupid chance that she doesn't jump scare you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
It's literally stupid chance she doesn't jump scare you in this room. Because no matter what you do trying to juke her, she will find you and follow you into the room.
Mhm.
And those at this point, I start realizing the animatronics have similar voice lines. Like they keep saying the same stuff, but we'll get into that more later too.
Yep. Yes, we'll definitely get to that later.
How we gotta keep saying that?
Shall
But
we
let's
talk about the?
continue.
Shall we talk about the kitchen?
Yes, the
The
kitchen.
Chica's kitchen. Oh, let's talk about Chica's kitchen. Okay. I just can immediately tell. I
Basically,
immediately got prepped up when I mentioned that, and I have a reason because now we're gonna talk about the map. Now we're gonna talk about the direction.
okay. A bit earlier in the game, when you go into the main area, you get introduced to this character called Mapbot, right? And he, as you would think, gives you a map. And as you're
Yes.
thinking, hey, getting a map should be super useful in a video game with a big open world like this. Like, why are you guys sounding so
True.
upset? Here's the thing. Mapbot is useful on paper, and only on paper. Like, he is literally the most useless map I've ever seen. This game gives
Oh
you
my
no
gracious.
labels. Long games will probably put a, image of the map so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. On some parts of the map, like there's stuff on the
Yep.
map that straight up, like isn't in the normal game. Like some charging stations are outside of the map. Like to put it lightly, there are some flaws in the map design.
The map design is terrible, and and I have to say this because this has to be one of, in fact, no, this is the worst map I've ever seen in a video game. This right here
Yes.
is trash. This is worse than Jedi Fallen Order's map. This crap right here gives you no labels and no direction at all.
I will tell you, as a Jedi Fallen Order fan who loves the game to death, I hate that map with a passion.
But at least Jedi Fallen Order's map tells you where the freak you are, at least. This map is the most useless map I've ever seen. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you it doesn't give you markers. There's no labels to like freaking for areas. The only close thing to a label is like when you're like flipping through levels of the Pizzaplex and it's like basement 2 or basement 1. Does it tell you areas? No. It doesn't tell you a single thing. It doesn't tell you where you are. It doesn't tell you, like it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't show you a pathway. The map design itself isn't even good, and I mean the way it's designed on the map, because look at this. I'm showing it on the screen right now. Look at this. This doesn't look like a map. Doesn't look at any area at all. This looks like someone got a bunch of geometry problems with, by the way, no labels, and was like, let's just put this together in a way that resembles an area, right? Put it in a way that freaking resembles an area and be like, boom, that's our map. So we don't want to actually bother, creating labels, and this doesn't make any sense in any way. Not gameplay wise, and definitely not lore wise.
No,
No, no.
So basically the map is useless and it's only useful in one portion of the game. And that's my thoughts on the map. I don't have
Yep.
anything else to say about this map.
I
Honestly.
freaking do, because this there's, you don't realize how truly useless the map is until you get to portions like the Chica kitchen portion, when you have to sneak by Chica and
Yes.
a bunch of map. In fact, this portion of the game introduces two of some of the game's biggest problems. Number one is the map, and number two is the security bots. Oh gracious, the security. But let's talk about the let's keep talking. Let's keep on the direction of this game, or lack thereof, because
Mm,
guys. So this part is like, it's like, okay, it's like three levels or whatever. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but pretty much the objective is you have to sneak past Chica and, get out of the room, right? Just get out of the room. Um, there are several doors around you. There's several doors in this one area.
yes.
Here's the thing. Would you like to tell them that the thing about the doors, Woody?
Okay, so the interesting thing about the doors is that all of them are locked because you don't have a good security level.
Yes.
So you will spend like, if you anyone who plays this game can tell you, they spent like at least 10 minutes roaming around this room getting caught by security bots. Because there's like the room will show, if you look at the image right here, you can see how small this room actually is and
Yes.
how many security bots are actually in this room. And you will probably be like, wow, that's a lot of bots, like why are there so many?
Oof, good question.
But
Like,
I cannot answer. Maybe the game again. This is their idea of fun, engaging gameplay, and I will have to disagree wholeheartedly.
Whoa.
Putting 15 bots in the game is called tension. Instead of relying on the atmosphere, they rely on these bots that have like inconsistent reach
yes.
to scare you.
Like,
And
these
instead of being scary, it has the opposite effect. It becomes incredibly annoying. Like,
these
incredibly annoying.
bots, these bots right here, we could talk about this. These bots in the security bots in this game are a terrible, terrible, terrible addition. I hate
Yes.
these things. I started to hate these things. And not because I was getting like, it's not because like, oh, I don't like sneaking around. I just want to run everywhere. No, 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 no. This is a horror game. I should be afraid to move. No, 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 no. The problem is that, well, there's several problems. There's not just the problem. There are several problems with them. Let's talk about their inconsistent range. So it's okay. So their range, right, is supposed to be determined by like their flashlight. Cause they hold these flashlights, and like their flashlight is supposed to represent like their sight.
Yeah,
Like,
where they can see you.
if their flashlight touches you, then you get caught, and they scream in your face or whatever. They don't kill you, but they scream in your face. At least I'm glad they don't kill you, because if these things did kill you, I don't think I would have made it through the game. Just saying. But they're still annoying without killing you. So what does that say?
Yes.
Like, okay. The problem with the full flashlight thing is that their range is super. Sometimes, right? Sometimes they can see you within the flashlight. Sometimes they see you a mile away and freaking reach. They extend their arms to grab you, even though you're not in the range. And other times, their flashlight passes right over you, and they don't see you. It can pass over you several times, and they don't, and they will not see you. How? What is this? What is this?
Game design, that's what it is.
Yes, proper game design. You're right.
I didn't say good. I didn't say good.
It is game design in some way. In some way, a game was designed this way. A game was designed this way.
Exactly.
What do you have to say about your experience with the security bots, Woody?
Well, they're everywhere, and they're one of the worst additions to this game. I think the main thing that broke people, most people playing this game, is these super security bots, because they are poorly made and they're just spread out. They don't have different. They have like maybe 2 max different designs. I don't know because like something happens in the middle of the story,
Yes.
and their designs do not help the flaws. There's just too many scattered in one. Like from this point on in the game, you can expect like 10 to 15 security bots per room almost. It feels like. And when you're running down hallways, you can expect security bots there. When you're in the DJ Music Man section, they're everywhere, everywhere.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about this since for those who don't know, Woody was fortunately unable to play.
My game is glitching. It will not let me.
Through the
No. Before we talk about I'm not able to get through, let's just talk about all the bugs in this game. We made some bugs.
Wait a minute. Let me finish my point.
All right.
See, look, I'm trying to get ahead of me, y'all. Like
All right.
this, unfortunately, my man wasn't able to play it. But, bro, the security bots were literally the reason why that portion was so frustrating, because their inconsistent freaking sight range is at a all-time high there. They can sometimes see you from 1,000 miles away. Sometimes they freaking don't see you at all. Some of you just run right past them. You can run right past them, right over their flashlight, and they will not see you. And then sometimes they never acted normal. It was all consistent. It was either they don't see you at all, or I have you in my sights. Like they could see you at all times. And Chica, and by the way, I discovered after I did that Monty could have been there as well if you don't kill him off earlier. How about not kill? Disable him. Disable him earlier. He could be in that portion too. So that portion could be even freaking worse. It's so bloated. And that area is actually a big area, but they bloated with so many dang security bots and animatronics that it feels it's small anyway. It's then you're claustrophobic, but not in a good way. It's claustrophobic in a frustrating way. Now we can talk about the freaking bugs.
Okay.
Start us off, Woody. Start us off.
Okay, let's start with something basic. We already talked about the frame rate. So
Gracious.
the Moon Man.
Gracious.
We can talk about the AI. Now, this game's AI is broken. It does not work.
I said
this. You can put several clips. Oh, game. You can put several clips as you're showing us just exploiting the game into oblivion.
yes.
Into oblivion.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna see if it's possible. What? Where am I? Oh. Okay. Weird. Right. There's not an area through there. I may have to look at my dear friend's stream of how he got in Roxy's Wasteway, because I legitimately cannot find a way. Oh, where am I? Ah, frick. Ah, dang.
After tonight's stage incident, I'm not allowed to perform. When I step onto the West Arcade dance floor, I cannot stop myself. It is a programming bug. Head to the security office. You'll find the staff bot repair machine there. If you see the DJ, say hello. He is such a nice fellow.
Well, you know, it's also a programming bug. Bada bing, bada boop. Yes, sir. Catch my eye. Sorry. All right, let's go. Oh shoot. Uh-oh, the game may be punishing me, Heike. Oh no. I think I messed up. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Wow. Oh. Oh. Wait. I'm like inside the game with the walls. I have broken reality. Oh. Where am I? Oh my god. What the? What the freak just happened? Okay, hold up, never mind. I should have just kept walking then. I broke the game, but then it fixed itself. Okay. Where are you, Freddy? Oh my gosh. Where are you? Where are you? Hey Freddy, what's up? Oh my gosh, how are you here? How are you here? Are you, Freddy, are you not gonna question why your friend is all busted up?
Agents have been play. I'm not allowed to perform. When I stepped onto the West Arcade dance floor, I cannot stop myself. It is a program.
Yep. Like this entire game. This entire game is a programming bug. Did you know that, Freddy? I don't know if you knew that, Freddy. But like this entire game is like broken beyond belief. Like unfinished. Let me get in Freddy and try walking. Oh shoot. Oh! Let's go!
Get me in. What? What? Did the game seriously just glitch out? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay, where am I? Oh my god, did I literally break the game? Please don't crash. I fell out of the world. I literally fell out of the world. Dude, you saw me? I'm falling. You see me? I'm literally falling out of the world. Oh my god. Sorry, chat. I know you guys saw me do those shenanigans to beat this game.
Yes, this.
Once you realize like how the AI is very stupid and there's nothing they can do to kill you, like you can just walk up and down steps and switch sides and they will lose you.
Yes, like.
And that may sound complicated, but I will tell you, it's so simple and it takes no effort. Like the dumbest bum could do it.
This game right here.
If you have not figured out how to glitch the AI, you are genuinely stupid. I don't know. I have no hope for you. Like I have no more hope for humanity if you cannot glitch this thing, because you glitch it by accident, you glitch it on purpose. I mean, this game is just easy to exploit. Easy.
It's so easy. This game right here has the amount of bugs in this game. I mean, we've already talked about the frame rate issues, but gracious sakes, like the AI itself is a bug. Guys, let me just explain to you a very simple thing that freaking happened. Let me just explain to you a very simple thing that happened one stream.
No, hold on. Before we get to explain why it's happening before it happens, right?
Why?
So
Okay.
the way the animatronics are designed is when a security bot catches you, it will teleport the animatronic directly behind you. Now, here's the
Yes,
problem with that.
which is lazy
The
game
animatronic
design.
sees you. The animatronic sees you. It will immediately try running away. It will actually teleport that same animatronic behind you so you can't escape, because the AI is so trash. They're tracking as well. So it will never find you. It will genuinely. The animatronic will never find you if you do it any other way.
Yes, yes, yes. Like the game. The game is programmed, but pretty much in a nutshell. All right, in the basis, the animatronics are programmed to spawn right behind you, directly behind you, no exceptions. Like
Yes.
it will spawn. In fact, there is an exception sometimes. Freddy. Freddy himself
Yes.
is the only animatronic in this game that does not spawn behind you all the time, and it really is like really lame, lazy game design and crap like that to just have the animatronic just spawn behind you instead of having them like run up to you. I'm pretty sure having them run up to you
Yes.
would be even more terrifying. Like if they were actually like
Yes.
running to you.
Hello.
It's like-
Oh wait! I see something walking.
You do? Where? Where?
I saw like light moving down that hallway.
Oh.
You see it?
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Wait. Is
It's
your
coming.
flashlight off? Is
My
flashlight off?
flashlight is off.
Let's see
Flashlight
what
off
it is. Let's
confirmed.
see what it is.
I'm waiting for it to come around the corner.
Here
Look,
it
it's
comes.
coming.
It's coming. It's
Here it
coming
is.
over.
What is it?
What is it?
Come on. Come on. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there
It's
he
Freddy.
is.
It's Freddy.
Like that'd be even more terrifying. I'm pretty sure like I saw one fan game that did that. That was like really scary. But this game it doesn't do that. It just has them spawn right behind you, which is really lazy. But that's not a bug. That's actually a feature, even though it should be a
that's
bug.
the- So the AI tracking is the actual bug. So the AI tracking is the bug because
Yes.
it's just broken. It's just genuinely broken. I don't know to tell you the AI tracking is bugged.
It is.
Like
It
there's nothing you can do about it.
straight up
They will lose
is.
you over anything, and it's inconsistent, just like the security bots. Because sometimes they lose you in 2 seconds. Other times they will follow you across the map, and there's again nothing you can do about this.
Yes.
You just have to suck it up and deal with it. High key.
Sometimes they literally will not lose you. I mean, they will
Yes.
not lose you. Like it doesn't matter what you do. They will not lose you.
Now we can talk about the Chica thing.
Oh boy. Okay, guys. So, it. Okay. So, I don't exactly remember where I believe. Oh yeah, I was about to get right to the spot where the room with all the post-it notes. I'm placing an image right here or whatever. I was about to get to this spot. And I had to kill Chica. That's what I had to do. I had to kill Chica. My bad. Disable her.
Disable her. You need to make
So
her mute. You need to make her mute. Yes.
yeah. I had to shut her up because she kept repeating the same voice lines. I had to shut her up finally.
It's
So,
very annoying.
but so I had to kill her, right? So, and I don't exactly know when the glitch triggered. In fact, no, I do. It's when I got spotted by a security bot once. You dang snitch! Hey, I got spotted by one security bot. Because the game doesn't give me really any direction of like how to kill Chica. It really just tells you to put Monty's mystery mix in the trash compactor and doesn't really tell you how to turn it on. See, I thought I had to lure her in there, right? So now, of course, I know now I have to freaking push the button and that was it. But I thought I had to lure her in there, since I was still giving this game more credit than I should have. Unfortunately, I got caught by one security bot, and you want to guess what happened? Oh, well, I ran away.
Tell us.
I ran away, maybe I hid her for a little bit, and then she lost me. No! She was on my booty that entire time. Guys, I'm not exaggerating. I put my back up against the wall and she spawned behind the wall. Every single minute, right?
she
I would hear
became
that. I would hear that
like
stupid sound
literally.
effect. Hold up. I would hear that stupid sound effect. I'll play it right now. That sound effect. I would hear it every single second. Every single time I thought I lost, I would hear that. I'm like, yo, how the freak is she finding me? I don't even see her.
Play it again. Play it again.
Sure.
And no, play it 5 more times because they
Sure.
need to get the grasp of how annoying this was.
100%.
This was terrible. And this sound becomes your most hated enemy because
Yes.
you're like, bro, how are they still see me? Like, how
Yes.
they not losing me? And there's this little meter when you're crouched that shows yellow, red, blue when they see you. And this thing was always going from yellow to red in some portions. And
Man.
never changed.
For this part in particular, bro, it was turned from blue to red like a dang police light. I was like, yo, how the freak is she still on me? I don't even see her at this point. And that's
I
what I
don't even see her at
realized.
this point.
That's when I realized, yo, she is constantly, I can't see her because she is constantly spawning behind me. And when I mean constantly, I mean constantly. I actually could not lose her. Like, guys, when I put, I was when I tested how severe this glitch was, I put my back up to a gate, right? A gate that is inaccessible, right? The animatronic can't get back there. I can't get back there. I put my back to it. Guys, she spawned behind the gate. By the way, she's not supposed to be able to get back there, but she spawned behind there anyway because my back was towards it, and she's always programmed to spawn behind me. That system went into full overdrive here. Like, and it completely
Like
just
every time he would look in her direction, she would just teleport directly behind him.
behind me. Like,
And this happened like 8 times. Like he was just running from her. She would keep teleporting behind him no matter what. Like every time you heard that sound, that was her just teleporting behind him. That's how bad it
yes.
got.
Yeah, and I was so confused, and then I realized, like, oh shoot, she's just constantly teleporting behind me. And then she killed me. Guys, when I say I was so close to ending the stream that day, I mean it. I seriously mean it with all my heart. I was so close to ending that freaking stream. Because
Don't worry, I have my own problems with the AI that we will get to in a second.
you know what? Why don't you share those problems?
So I had a portion just like this, where it was just a bunch of animatronics. It's after you put the main disc in. You have to put the main disc in, right? In Freddy. Freddy gets a repair Freddy almost, right? He's low power, so you can't use him. So all the animatronics here, the whole gang's here. So apparently there's a spotlight that the game does not tell you. Gregory does a watch out for a spotlight, but you have no idea where it is. The game does not tell you. I found out in a video later, like where it was. I'm like, oh, why didn't the game just show me Monty was up there with the spotlight? Basically, the animatronics will spot you no matter what with the spotlight, right? And Roxy will go after you. I died to her a few times because I put the disc in, right? You can put some footage up of like, what this looks like.
Oh yeah,
Of my
yeah.
video, exactly, because you just need to see how ridiculous this was.
Broken this crap was. Oh gracious sakes.
So basically, you put the disc in, you start making your way back down. When you're like halfway back down, basically, you get a. This is right after Vanny's portion too, by the way. Like you just meet her for the first time, so you're still pretty scared of her.
Yes.
So I'm being so serious. The most random Vanny effect started going off. Like she's getting closer to you. It just kept getting louder and louder. She's getting closer and closer. So I panicked and ran right into an animatronic. Right. I'm like, oh, so Vanny's here too. Literally all my enemies are here. Okay, that's difficult, but I can do this.
Yep.
Apparently, I have to tell you this, guys. I did this like over 15 or maybe 20 times, and I'll tell you honestly, there was no one. There literally was no one there. There was absolutely no one there. It was just the game bugging out, thinking Vanny was in the room, and she wasn't. Vanny was never there, guys. And another problem was that not only the security bots were everywhere, the animatronics AI was glitching out bad. So Roxy, apparently you learn later in the game that she can see through walls. This is the only time it felt like she could see through walls, because she was finding me everywhere. everywhere. I was ducking and weaving, and this is before you get two very important figures in the game: the flashlight and the gun that protect you from the animatronics. So you
Yes.
are basically skinless against them at this point. Like it's just Gregory v animatronic, and it does not go well.
No.
It's the first time we see the protagonist, quote unquote, name. So, we'll get to him in a second, because when we start talking about story,
Yeah,
we're
when we
almost
start
there,
talking about story,
guys.
we'll get there. But like, keep
So,
going.
and I had another horrible experience. After those the animatronics buggy AI was horrible, and you can't do nothing to stop Monty. Um, basically, um, after you get past that portion, I go to Freddy's charging station because Moonman shows up. I go to the charging station, and I fall through the floor. I kid you not, I fall directly to the floor, and I get into this pattern of just falling to the floor. I had to restart the whole game, and it took like a whole 5 minutes to get back to where I was. I had to start a whole new stream and begin again.
Yes.
Eventually, I made it past that portion after another grueling 30 minutes. But that was my time of the game where the game was just bugged out and would not work.
That.
Because the frame rate was broken, animatronics were teleporting all over the place, Vanny was supposed to be in places that she wasn't. It was ridiculous.
That sounds terrible because it is. I will link
And
the streams down where this stuff occurred in the
because
in
we
the
are not lying.
description.
This is
Oh
straight
no,
facts. This is straight facts. We are
this
not
is
lying right
straight
now.
up, and the crazy part is that if you probably ask anyone else, they all have their. I mean, guys, there is an entire video compilation of Markiplier's glitches with this. It's 8 minutes long. His entire
Yes.
playthrough is 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes long, and people are like, "Oh well, it's only 8 minutes long." Sucker, that's a long time. That is
8 minutes of game-breaking bugs and glitches.
facts. And like, by the way, these bugs, like, again, this video's going at a pretty fast pace. It's not paying too much time toward just one bug. So 8 minutes doesn't sound like much, but when you put it into perspective, it really is game breaking, terrible, freaking horrible bugs. The lighting in this game. Oh my gosh, the lighting,
No,
guys.
well, let me finish because the gameplay of this game is horrible. In the final boss, right, in the end of the game, this is one portion where, okay, Roxy and all the animatronics are down there. I'm not gonna get to who they're protecting because that would be a big spoiler.
Yeah, we'll let you know
This is
when
a
we get
big
into
spoiler
spoilers.
alert.
Even though you
Yes.
shouldn't play this game at all. You shouldn't play this game at all. I'm be 100% honest.
I'm telling you this for your own safety. Don't play this game. But if you're stupid enough to play the game, I'm sorry.
Like we
I
were.
feel sorry for you. Number one,
Like we were.
yes, I feel sorry for you. Number one, and number two, when you get to the final boss, apparently everyone will tell you, oh, just get inside Freddy, because Freddy tells you, hey, Roxy's approaching, hide. The doors won't stop her. Because right before this Chica shows up, and the doors stop her. But we learned from Freddy the doors won't stop Roxy. You can try. She'll legit just keep knocking on them and they'll automatically open for her for some reason. Maybe the doors are simps, we'll never know. But the doors automatically open for Roxy. So, you can't use the doors. So you may be wondering, how are we going to stop her, right? Um, well, that's the thing. You don't. um, she just, you could hide. There's only one safe spot in the room, and it's the corner of the room, right? Now, there's just a few ways to beat the boss fight at this point. Either you can hide in the corner of the room, um, and pray that someone will pray that she'll run around and leave, because it is possible for her to run around and just leave the room altogether. That is a possibility. But but most of the time she'll just keep spotting you, even though she lost her eyes at this portion of the game. She actually has the most awareness she's ever been. She knows where you are all the time, even
Oh
inside
my
Freddy.
gosh.
Even inside Freddy, she knows where you are. So you can hide in the room and run out and only hit the buttons to kill the main enemy, or you can also just run around avoiding her, right, which is very nerve-wracking and difficult, right, to manage. It's definitely the hardest the game's ever been.
Yep. Nerve-wracking,
You
not in
can
a good
try
way though.
that.
Not in a good way though.
Yes.
Not in a good way.
It's hard for all the wrong reasons, but basically, when you can try that, or or this is one of the strategies to defeat Roxy. You can use Freddy to block the door she goes into, and you can just keep her there the whole time, and then just keep pressing the buttons free of charge.
Yes.
The game is so like you can exploit the game's AI, and the game's so bad. We'll get into Freddy in a second because he's one of the main ways you can exploit this game, and basically just annihilate it.
Yes. Like,
And
because
make this.
now, full disclosure, I did not experience this firsthand.
Spoiler alert. I'm about to accidentally spoil the final boss of this game. However, you might as well just stick around anyway because this character is not worth the game's purchase. Like, at all. But you have been warned.
Because I don't know where William Afton is, like, because even though he's the
Bro,
final
you
boss.
said it. You said it.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Spoiler alert.
Dang it.
Cancel him.
Oh dang it! I'll put a warning. Long game is about to be an idiot and say the name. Yeah. So I said the name. I said the cursed name. Still don't play this game.
That name.
So still don't play this game either way. Like,
don't play this
literally
game.
don't play this game. You can't even look up cutscenes. Like, just go to like. Don't even play this game. Seriously, don't even play it. But. I didn't get to the homie Afton because he's even though he's the final boss, he's hidden. It's weird. Even though he's like the only canon, and we'll talk about the story, but like it's weird because like, and especially when I was seeing Woody streams about it. It was actually crazy how I was shell shocked how bugged Roxy's AI like. Even she's supposed to be blind in this portion, but she can literally see everything. In fact, she can see, as you said, she can see better than she ever can. She can get you inside Freddy. She gets you freaking, like, it doesn't matter if you hide. Like, she can see you no matter what you're doing. Like, I was blind, but now I see, like she's looking like that. Like, it's actually crazy. It's actually insane. I listen. If you ask for me to go be down with this game because I did delete it and play that portion, no, I don't think I will.
There's only one thing that you're supposed to do is to get inside Freddy and use this Chica voice box, right? But here's the thing: most players never used it. I'm gonna tell you.
Me too. Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
Even and he didn't even play the final boss, but he never used his voice box.
No.
I used it one time before this, but I did not think it would work on this version of Roxy because of how bugged it was. But apparently it works, quote unquote, works. Some defenders of the game will say it works.
Just like how everything in this game works. Everything else in this game works.
Exactly. So, you guys can trust them if you want. I didn't, and I still beat the games. And so,
by another freaking exploit. Another
Freddy.
exploit.
So speaking of exploits, Freddy.
Yep.
Now,
Yes.
The most recent patch of this game, Freddy could crack this game into 1,000,000 shards.
Yes.
How do I say this? Have you guys ever played a game where you can debug the game like Mario 64, where you have to do like an incredible amount of hops up these stairs? To debug the game, and, really mess with it, right? If you want to mess with it, you gotta do incredible. You have to do like leap through hoops to bug out this game, right?
It takes a lot of skill to if you want to like bug out this game to speedrun it or something. It takes a lot of skill in those games. Like I can't even imagine. Like a lot of skill and a lot of training.
But the Freddy, this is a mechanic where you can get inside Freddy, off-brand Titanfall, get inside Freddy, right? And here's the thing: when you get inside Freddy, the game actually deloads. So
yes,
like you're safe or whatever, right? Now here's the thing: if you jump and get inside Freddy, you can deload the whole world. Let me explain. Say if you're standing near a door, you can put up any clips of people doing this. Is such a common thing people do.
I can put up a compilation right now.
Yes, a compilation on just debugging.
While you're talking,
using him to debug the game.
Yeah.
Basically, as you get near doors, you can just use Freddy, and he will open any door by getting inside of him and jumping through. And you can also glitch out the invisible walls using the same exploit. Just have him get close enough to open the door, and yeah, that'll happen. Have him get close enough to open the door, and he will automatically help you out. And you can get in him and use him to get through.
You can glitch through.
You're not supposed to be at.
You can
Even
glitch
if you don't
through.
have the right security badge. It doesn't matter.
You can glitch through any door in this game. Any door in this game. That has an area behind it, you can glitch through it. I did it several times. Freaking Woody has done it several times. Everybody has done it several times. Because it's so easy. Like, it's so easy to bug out this game. Literally, a baby could do it. I'm actually serious. My little, if I just told my little cousins, it's just 2 buttons. It's literally just 2 buttons and just a bit of positioning. If I just got my freaking little baby cousins that are like 5 years old to freaking do this, like it would be. I'd be like, oh, congratulations, little Timmy. That's not his name. Obviously, but congratulations, little Timmy. You did your first speed run. You did your first speed run. Because literally, it's that easy, guys. I'm not even joking. And their way, maybe you want to say Steel Wool's way of fixing this? What's their way of fixing this?
They just took out the way you can jump and get inside Freddy at the same time. I think it's just the laziest way. Instead of fixing the fact you can just deload the game at any time, they just fixed the fact that you can't jump again to Freddy.
Now, Woody, in your humble opinion, guys, I'm not gonna go and pretend like we're game devs or anything, right? So I can't pretend like I don't even know how to code, right? I don't know how to fix half of this stuff, but as someone who's not a professional game designer, in your humble opinion, Woody, would you say that this was in any way the right way to fix this?
Oh no, because very quickly, here's the big problem. Very quickly, people found other ways to deal with the game. That's just like one extra step. So they can still do all the same stuff they wanted to before.
Exactly.
So it actually didn't really fix anything in the long run.
Because this game,
it literally just made the game harder and more inconvenient for casual players. That's all.
This game, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this game is fragile. I mean, it is literally fragile. It is. You cannot do anything.
This game needed way more time to bake in the oven. And we could honestly just talk about bugs for 2 hours straight. But let's move on to the story, because we could really just talk about the bugs here for 2 hours straight. There's so much.
There are so many bugs in this game. Like, I mean, I could just straight up, if I wanted to, I could just run a compilation, but daggone, that's too much editing, okay? That's too much editing, all right? I'm probably already suffering by this point. My fingers are probably aching by this point. And hold on, real quick, before we talk about the story, 'cause the story really is the main course here, but I do want to real quick get into the freaking gameplay, in the gimmicky gameplay of this game, real fast.
Gimmicky.
Would you like to explain to them, Woody? Would you like to explain, Woody, what the core gameplay loop of this game is?
Run and hide. That's the best way to describe it. But that may sound fun to some of you, but I will tell you straight up, it is not fun.
Yes.
It is not fun in the slightest.
Because here is the gameplay loop of this game. And I'm going to do my best Freddy impression here. Glamrock Freddy impression. Gregory, I need you to find the key card so you can open the door. Gregory, I need you to find the last toilet paper roll. We're running out. Gregory, I need you to find Roxy's so pretty much you got it. You get the point. This game is one giant fetch quest. Gregory, yes. I mean, for Freddy, it's like that one. It's like that one side quest that just keeps you exactly. It's that one side quest. I don't know Horizon, where they just make you get a bunch of stuff or whatever. However, it's in the core gameplay loop. It's not a side quest. It is the whole game. Freddy just sends you to get crap. You get the crap, and by the way, you get items in this game, but and you have an inventory. You have an inventory, quote unquote. But to tell you that this is the most useless inventory I've ever seen in a video game, That would be an understatement. Why does this game have an inventory? You can't use any items except the ones that it gives you, which is the gun, the flashlight, the camera, and
Flashlight's pretty useless, but we'll get into that.
oh gracious, that's another bug. Freaking when you get out of Freddy, you can't use your flash. That stuck around for a while. It did go away eventually, but that stuck around for way too long. Way too long. And it was extremely it was actually a hindrance. It was a whole detriment because this game is extremely dark in some areas, and you need the flashlight to get to see. But when if you want to, I don't know, maybe you just walk through the area with Freddy a little bit just so you can save yourself some time. Security bots are literally everywhere, and they are annoying. So but hey, they can't see you on Freddy. Go ahead.
Speaking of which, we can talk about Freddy. What's wrong, Freddy? So Freddy has his battery life, right? And it drains incredibly fast. So here's the thing about Freddy. Sometimes there's a really common bug that we got where you would just be trapped in him. Like, where you would get inside of him and you literally could not get out of him.
No.
And it happens sometimes when you leave charging stations. It would happen at random times. But the point is, once you got into him, you could not get out. There was no option to get out.
Listen, say all the pauses you want in the comments about that sentence, but no, it's the truth. There is no other way to say it. It is the truth. You cannot get out. Freddy, bruh. Listen, and the craziest part. This happened to me like a pretty early game too, right? Pretty early game. And Freddy, guess what? I expected, okay, well, Freddy's gonna kick me out once he runs out of battery. But no, if he runs out of battery,
he jump scares you.
He jump scares you. That doesn't make any sense. No, I thought it spoiled the fact that Freddy was gonna turn against you in the end. But I mean, it yesn't. It kind of does. Not in my playthrough it didn't, but Woody's playthrough it did, I guess. What this bug happened, bruh, and it is so first you can't get in Freddy, then you go to a charge, then you use your brain, right, and you go to a charging station because going to a charging station automatically teleports you in Freddy. So you go to a charging station, now you can't get out, and then you're pretty much screwed. There's no way to get out. You're screwed.
Yes.
Great game design, man. Freddy. The whole gameplay gimmick is so annoying. Gregory, get this. Gregory, get that. Gregory, get that. This, that, do this. Oh, gracious sakes.
Freddy, is a pretty funny character overall. He does not the first trash gameplay mechanics and problems I have with them.
No, is there anything you want to say about the gameplay, Woody?
I mean, I guess we can talk about this game's boss fights.
Oh, gracious. Sorry. You said boss fights. You said boss fights.
Yeah.
Well, really, there's only two.
Around that when I
really, there's only two. There's only two boss fights in this whole game. One is Monty. Hey, little guy. If you want to talk about repeating lines, that is the place. That is the place right there.
All he says is he has one voice line for this whole portion, and it's simply "Hey, little guy."
Hey, little guy.
Did not use any of his other voice lines, and Monty's animatronic you'll encounter the least out of all of them too, so it would work pretty well actually if to hear some voice lines from him. But for some reason, they only programmed "Hey, little guy" in that portion.
Yes, that's the only thing he says. The only thing he says.
Interesting game design. That's the only thing I have to say.
Same way. I mean, it's the exact same repeated voice. There's no difference within speech or anything. No, it is the exact same reported voice line. And again, it is a boss fight. I guess it's kind of cool, even though you're not really fighting him. You're kind of just running from him while shooting. And yes, pause beforehand. You have to shoot balls in this thing's mouth, right? You have to shoot balls into this thing's mouth. That's what you have to do. There's no other way to say it. That's what you have to do. You don't fight him. So it's technically a boss fight, but I guess Springtrap's boss fight is more of a boss fight than that boss fight. Would you?
Bro, no. Burn Trap.
Oh yeah, Burn Trap.
The trap because you get it because he's on fire and
yeah, man.
Spring Trap.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
a cool rule. I was
so
very sure you
you so
understand that.
you've already Woody, you've already told us about one part of the Springtrap boss fight experience, but what about the rest of the bosses? The rest of the boss good? Apart from
No, it's
Roxy.
not.
What?
No, it's
Why?
not.
Why?
There's supposed to be these endos that show up in the beginning of the boss fight, but they don't work. Apparently, in the updated patch of the game, they work and makes the portions more annoying in general. But basically, the point is they don't work when I played it. Like in the original game, it didn't work, right?
Mm.
And again, this patch only recently came out, so don't try coming here trying to defend it. This patch came out like 2 weeks ago, and the game's been out for like almost 4 or 5 months. It feels like maybe like 3 or 4. But the point has been out for a minute, and this patch is just now
It has.
coming. So most people who played the game before the patch encountered this, because the endos did not work, and also there's this weird glitch. Like there's a character called the Blob.
Oh, gracious. Hold on. We gotta get to him later. We gotta get to him later.
I'm just gonna talk about his mechanics. So
Okay,
when
okay.
tentacles touch you, it activates the automatic jump scare in the boss fight. Thankfully, I didn't have to encounter this. But from what I've seen, it's very inconsistent about how much range his tentacles have. And, kind of like security bots and everything else in this game, extremely inconsistent, and it can kind of ruin your experience. William Afton himself just hacks Freddy. But sometimes the buttons don't work immediately. And Monty is very strange because the camera does like a barrel roll. I've heard someone say it's like an alligator when they bite you, it does like a 360. I don't care. It just
Oh,
looks stupid.
yes.
It genuinely looks stupid.
Oh, they're saying it's the dang death turn or whatever. Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes,
That's their excuse for why the camera freaking freaks out when Monty grabs. No, I'm gonna tell you the real reason. The real reason is because Monty's character model is close to the ground at this point in the game, and they didn't properly program the camera to like smoothly transition, downward. So it's kind of like freaking out, trying to be like, oh shoot, his face is on the ground. We have to like stay on his face. And crap like that. So the camera has to like quickly adjust itself because it's not programmed right.
And honestly, it's very jarring. I had no idea who I killed that by at first until it was pointed out to me by my chat afterwards.
but Woody, Woody. Okay. So it's a bit buggy, right? But let's remove all the bugs. Is it at least a well-designed boss?
No, it's not. No.
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
Why? What do you have to do? Why you say no so many times?
All you have to do is run and escape animatronics, which is very hard. It's way harder than it sounds. The only easy one to deal with is Chica. And Monty, once you check the cameras, once you realize you have to check the cameras and watch the vents. Freddy literally tells you to watch the vents.
Watch the vents.
Among Us! Imposter. You get the point.
Cue the spam of Among Us memes.
Yes. He literally tells you to, watch the vents for the imposter.
Have you ever heard of Among Us, Gregory?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. This is just so silly. I can't believe I'm talking like.
I swear this FNAF guys. Yeah. So from what I've seen from the boss fight, you have to like constantly burn trap. Yeah, you have to burn Springtrap like a lot, or whatever, and yeah, that seems to be a whole boss fight. Am I wrong?
No, it's a whole boss fight. You're right.
Oh,
You're not wrong.
dang, that seems kind of lame.
Right about the boss fight.
My bad. Better than Cuphead, better than Dark Souls, better. Best game design, best fight design.
Yes,
But go ahead.
and Burn Trap doesn't even have a jump scare. Actually, he does have a jump scare. The game, they actually did program him with the jump scare, but they didn't finish making it. And we'll get to cut content in a minute.
Yes.
But like, you can tell they actually wanted him to jump scare the player. Like, the boss fight was probably completely different than how it ended up being in reality.
What a dang shame. What a
Yes,
dang
I don't know why they
shame.
cut it out.
Ooh.
But we can talk about this game, how it was definitely rushed. It definitely needed like a lot more months to cook in the oven. And I say a lot with like a capital L, like a lot.
Even though it was delayed a lot, right? So I buy like it was delayed like at least 5 times. So I thought like, this game should come out like with like barely any bugs, right? But guys, here's the harsh truth. Here's the sad truth. Just because a game is delayed a lot, I'm looking at Cyberpunk. Just because a game is delayed a lot doesn't mean that it's going to be fixed.
Yes, we should have learned our lesson.
This game right here, but see, I wasn't nowhere near as hyped for Cyberpunk as I was for this. This is my Cyberpunk right here. This is my Cyberpunk. Because holy crap. This junk, again, this game is seriously fragile. If you jump in Freddy, Literally, you don't even have to be near a door, Heike. It still bugs out the game. I've done it several times. You don't have to be near a door. If you just jump in Freddy, period, the game freaking freaks out. The frame rate goes to 1, and like I don't know, the line freaks out. Like everything freaks out. Everything freaks the freak out.
Yes, it does.
It's just crazy how this game was constructed. It's actually crazy. What's the next topic you want to get to? Shall we talk about it?
Gameplay wise, I don't want to hop into this. When I get into the story, I'm gonna be here all night.
Oh yeah, the story's gonna be the longest part of this video. Absolutely, because we can. This story.
I think I covered. And listen, you want to talk about the game? Oh yeah, the endoskeleton. They were designed somewhat well.
Oh yeah, yes, they were. They
scary.
Their portion was scary. It actually did make me like high key freaking turn off. But okay. I want to explain something though, because high key the endos at one point scared me so much I freaking ended the stream. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm done. But the reason why it scared me, right, is not necessarily because of the like, okay, the look away, look back mechanic. It was because the game didn't explain it to you, but it doesn't have to. But I encountered so many bugs that I wasn't sure if it was frozen or not, and it was just moving every once in a while. So I was scared that if I go near it, it's going to freaking just all of a sudden unfreeze. So I had no idea what the freak was going on. And that's just I encountered so many bugs earlier. It literally instilled like a paranoia in me. The bugs actually instilled like a paranoia in me, yo. I don't, and no, that's not a good thing. No, that's not a good thing. That's not. I don't think that was intended to scare you.
Okay. Let's talk about the story. Big quotation. Big quotation around.
Say it again. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
The story of the game.
Sorry, but they come down with something. It's called There Is No Story. But okay, let's start from the very beginning. Oh God. Because this game it doesn't have a story. It doesn't have a plot. It has several moments that are connected by a fetch quest. Several moments are connected by a fetch quest. That is the truth.
From the very beginning of the game, it's
opening cutscene.
Freddy tells you to go get something, and you go out to get it to open up his room.
Heck, hold on. Before we even go, I'm gonna go back before talking about the opening cutscene, because that leads into stuff later. Okay, so the opening cutscene is Freddy and the gang, they're rocking out and crap like that. It's really cool. It's really well animated. I heard Pixar animators worked on that. That's pretty dope and crap like that. Like, it looks really cool. It's all shiny and crap like that. But Freddy falls over, but he falls over for some unexplained reason.
And I think it's because Moy Matson was hacking him, but we never get any confirmed for that, so let's just not even get into it.
But anyway, as you were saying,
Gregory appears in Freddy. The story reason for this is unknown. We have no idea how Gregory got here.
No.
Apparently, I think it's because there's so much cut content in the beginning of the game where Gregory's supposed to run from Vanny, which is why he's scared of Vanessa and stuff.
Yeah, like Gregory is just. He's just in Freddy when you wake up in the POV of Freddy. However, Gregory's inside or whatever, and he's for some reason scared of Vanessa. Why? We have no idea. And I still don't have no idea. I still have no idea.
Yeah, why doesn't trust her? Why he's scared of her? We literally don't know.
Yes, after beating the game and after seeing all of the endings and pretty much all the secrets of this game, I still have no idea why Gregory was scared of Vanessa from the jump. I don't have any clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you go past the vent and crap like that, going to the main. You see. Oh, But here's something interesting, though. Here's something interesting that I thought was really cool about this game at first. The animatronics are shown to actually have like personalities.
Personality.
Like they're
The game does not expand on this, but they have personalities of their own.
they have personalities. Like for instance, for like like what stood out the most for me was Roxy. That's what stood out the most for me because Roxy was actually like talking to herself, like, "You are beautiful, you are amazing, they love you, yada yada yada." And, it was actually like it was really interesting. It was really interesting actually to see like she was like actually a high-key narcissist but she was still like an animatronic. It was freaking weird. Little did I know that Roxy would still be the only one I was interested in. And no, not in that way, you freaking freaks. Not in that way, you freaks.
You guys are weird. You guys are weird.
No.
You guys are a little strange.
No, not in that way. But I mean, like, character-wise, animatronic-wise, that she'd be the only one I'd remain interested in. Because, the rest of the rest... They have personalities.
There's this one interesting part in the beginning of the story where Chica checks on Freddy because, he falls over. You can actually see her feet, coming to Freddy to check on him because he fell over.
That's a little detail. That's cool.
Other than that, the animatronics don't interact. This is one infamous portion of the game where Freddy goes into what's her name, Roxy's room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's infamous at this point because people say they were flirting or some weird stuff. People are strange. Don't trust everything you see on the internet. People are weird.
Yeah, I mean, she said, "Get out of my room, Freddy." And
now they're being shipped. Like,
hey, but you know what? As much as I want to be like, you guys are disgusting, I can't even blame y'all, high key, for shipping those two because they are the only animatronics in the entire game to have an actual interaction. No other animatronic has an interaction. No other animatronic has an interaction. Not Freddy and Monty, not Freddy and Chica, nobody else. And it's freaking
very weird.
It's a missed opportunity. That's what this game is. Missed opportunities of the game. Because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Like here's the thing, man. Like freaking like okay. I feel we're getting a little bit off track. Let me just continue going with the way the story plays out, quote unquote. So Woody, would you like to tell us how the story plays out after the opening and crap like that?
You get to this big chase scene. The animatronics chase you. Stuck in the security office, you enter the security badges and how they work, and how animatronics are going to chase you when you get a new security badge, basically. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep,
then,
they chase you.
Basically meet these really, really, really interesting. You get to meet like the animatronic gang. I guess like how they chase you. Then you fight. Then you have to sneak past Chica. Then you have to collect some more stuff for Freddy. Then you go to the daycare, see Man. You leave the daycare, and he chases you outside. You see Vanessa or Vanny, whatever.
You see Vanny.
I don't care. They're the same. They're the same person. I don't care what people say.
It's unclear.
Don't care.
It's unclear.
I don't care. They're the same person. It's unclear. I don't care. They're the same person.
Because here's the thing, guys. This story. Okay. This story is so. Okay, so as OGs of FNAF, of the FNAF fandom, we of course know about the series infamous. It's infamous for hiding information, right? It's infamous for hiding information, and yes, infamous for developing its lore and crap like that, like having pretty much the fans dissect the lore. It's kind of an interactive experience. I'll give it that.
Interactive experience.
It is. It's an interactive experience, and when I mean interactive, I mean MatPat figures everything out, and then we watch his videos, and then we're like, oh shoot, that makes sense, and then we go with it. That's the FNAF how FNAF lore is figured out in a nutshell.
Yeah. Mainly, yeah. I can't lie. That's
Yeah.
mostly how it's figured out. Unfortunately.
And so, but that's fine. That's fine and dandy and crap like that because it was cool. So they gave us they gave things were unexplained, but they gave us just enough information. You know, they gave us just enough information to um they gave us enough information to carry a story. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
They gave us enough story for that game. So like even if we don't agree, like again, every game had at least it had a story, right? It had a story. Like that game, each game has an individual story of why you're there, what's happening, crap like that, like and what's going to happen. Um, this game doesn't have that at all.
Again, the game really slows down. The first act is kind of strong. I'm not gonna lie, because you're really invested and
Act.
confused.
Act. Sorry. You
The
said
second
act.
act is
That's
we
funny.
get Fetch Quest City. Freddy has to go get stuff, and nothing's explained. How did Freddy get dismantled or hurt? We don't know how we got hurt. He just is laying down, and you
Yes.
go off on your own.
Man, thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot how Freddy just gets laid out of nowhere by nothing. By actually nothing. And by the way, this is a trend that will keep on going. That for Freddy getting laid out by things he shouldn't be laid out by.
We'll talk about that
But like here it's actually unexplained of how he got so damaged. Like did he trip and fall over? Like what happened? What happened?
He might as well have. That would fit his character.
Like I would welcome anybody to step forth and tell me how the freak Freddy got injured and was laid out like that on the dang floor. And by the way, he was so injured, so broken that his battery straight up got less battery life. How did that happen? How did that happen? We go. He has the battery of a car battery, and then goes from a car battery to a phone battery. Specifically a Nokia. No, a BlackBerry. How the freak did his battery get lower? How did he get so damaged? His voice glitching out and crap like that. Like, yo, it's Freddy, get up, you bum.
No, it's kind of implied that it might have been Vanessa, because during a few scenes after, Freddy like, I need you to vent Gregory. I can't stop her.
I can't stop her. But how did Vanessa do that much physical damage to him though? I get like maybe if it was just like glitching and crap like that, like just stuttering, malfunctioning, and his battery is low or whatever. But no, he has physical bumps, scratches, marks on his person. What happened to him? The game never explains it.
Yeah, you
never.
need to find... Trust Matt Pat.
Matt Pat don't have
He'll
an
figure it
explanation
out.
for this. No, no, he will not. He will not.
No one has an explanation.
There's not a foundation.
Fans of this game, no one knows. No one
No,
knows why.
again, if a die-hard fan of this, someone who loves this game, or heck likes it, I want you to go into the comment section right now and explain to me the things that we're about to talk about. Okay, well, so we already have one assignment. The Freddy, how did Freddy get injured? That's already your first assignment, right? However, we're about to give you more. Let's carry on, Woody. Let's carry on. We're about to give you more to explain.
Yes, sir. Do it. Continuing on. You have to go into the main office, get this disc, because Freddy tells you to.
Yeah.
You have to go repair. Gregory wants to go save Freddy. Even though Gregory should be more focused on just leaving, this story would be over if Gregory just grabbed a phone and all the officers and just called 911. This whole game will be over in a matter of seconds. I'm telling you right now.
Talk about characters in a minute, man. Just keep going.
We'll get to Gregory. All right, let's talk about Gregory first. Let's talk about Gregory. How he's like not a character.
Yo.
He's a plot device. He's a stand-in. He has no character, no character traits. Other than that, like Gregory should be an 8-year-old boy. So please explain to me why this is almost never scared. Like,
Never.
In almost every cutscene, he's like a fearless monster, high-key.
Like, Gregory.
I had Gregory's.
Say what? Go ahead, finish that.
I wish when I was a kid I had Gregory's confidence, bro, because it's unrealistic. I'll tell you that much.
Gregory is an absolute. He's a stand-in, like for a. He is not like he's a stand-in. I mean, seriously, like he is impossible to like relate with or as a character because Gregory has no character. As you said, he barely gets scared by he screams in like maybe 2 cutscenes. And that's not counting the deaths. Because I can't really tell if that's him screaming or the animatronic screaming. Like I actually cannot tell.
I think it's a mix of both.
Like
Supposed to be a mix
it's
of both.
really hard to tell. And Gregory doesn't Gregory barely comments on anything that's happening. He barely comments on anything. Early game they do have some. He has more voice lines earlier in the game, but as you go towards the end of the game, this sucker doesn't say a word. I mean, he is straight up mute.
Dude, maybe that's why some people think he's a robot, bro. That would explain some stuff.
That's what I was thinking until I realized. Oh wait, he's not. So they just straight like guys. I'm gonna say this right now. The main reason why I'm not subscribing to the dang robot theory is because I do not want to give these suckers at Steel a pass for not giving Gregory a character. By saying that sucker's a robot, that's pretty much saying, oh well, they didn't give me any emotions on purpose. No, this is clearly a mess up, and I want them to face that. I'm not gonna give him a freaking way out of this. Not at all. Listen, I've given Scott's way out of stuff. Okay, we've given Scott's right before. We've given Scott Cawthon way out on some stuff. This right here, I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting it this time. This right here is absolutely freaking crazy. How can you have a mate? I do want to make a freaking comparison, right? Because I've compared these 2 characters several times. Because one of these characters doesn't even have a name. You have to give it. You have to give him a name. Freaking MC from Doki Doki Literature Club. I compare these 2 for one reason. That's because one is actually supposed to be a stand-in, but he has way more character. By the way, one of these characters is a stand-in. He doesn't speak at all. You have to give him a name, right? And he's supposed to be a stand-in. That's the entire point. However, he has way more character, and I feel way more for him than freaking Gregory. This MC from Doki Literature Club clearly has emotions. He has a whole monologue when he sees Sayori die. He has a whole freaking monologue, like a monologue of how he feels. Like later he even he questions stuff. At least in the first act, he questions stuff. Like, okay, this is kind of weird, or why is this happening, or whatever. Like, again, it has a point to it. Even though he's supposed to be a stand-in, he still has more character than Gregory. Gregory doesn't have a character. This sucker, by the way, is a 8-year-old child. He is an 8-year-old child. He has a voice. He has a name. And this sucker I still don't know nothing about him. I don't know anything about him. We know stuff about MC and Doki
He's
Literature.
homeless too. If they can actually lead into that fact and explain how he got into the pizza box to begin with, why is he even here if he's homeless?
Man,
Please explain that to me. They could use this to talk about Vanessa's character and be like, yeah, she only targets homeless kids because people wouldn't notice that they're missing. That would be really messed up.
But I mean,
it's actually add something to her character.
It's unclear if he's homeless because the whole homeless theories, right? They come from this one ending where he and this is the first ending I got where he climbs into a cardboard box and puts newspaper over his body or whatever. I didn't get that. I didn't get he was homeless from that. I just got that he was freaking tired and wanted to rest. That's what I got. I don't even know where these homeless theories even came from. I did not get that at all. I got he's tired because he's been freaking running around all day for Freddy trying to get stuff. So So he's freaking tired, and then Vanessa just catches up with him. That's what I really high key what I thought the entire time. So like they don't really say he's homeless. That is where people are getting it from. They're getting it from the fact that and, it does fit in. It could fit into the story. Okay, well that's why he snuck in or whatever. And, we don't see his parents at all. But again, that's just stuff that Steelwool didn't bother to explain. Honestly, right? Honestly. Again, I'm not giving Steelwool a pass on any of this bullcrap that they pull. Like, they purposely leave stuff out and then are like, okay, well, the fans will come up with a reason. I'm not doing it this time. I'm not doing it this time.
They
Straight
leave
up.
the old FNAF way of doing things a little too much by thinking, the fans will figure things out, blah, blah, blah. We give them like 2% of the puzzle, they'll figure the rest out. No.
Yeah.
That was back in the good old days when FNAF was just one guy who killed some kids. FNAF is a bit more complex than that nowadays.
It was
If you're gonna have all these things that, referencing stuff that happened in other games, you actually have to you have to explain it. You can't just put an Afton family table and be like, okay, you have to explain why is this here. A security bot's having an Afton table. Why is there the Afton family? Why would the security bots make this? You can't just say it's here for Easter eggs. Fans figure it out.
Facts.
You have to have a story. It has to make sense for the context of the game. That's not a rant about them, all these Easter eggs. Like, why would they have a cutout board of Springtrap? Why would the company put an active cutout board of Springtrap? Someone who died in their in one of their suits, and it was a genuine killer. Why would they do that?
Yeah. Good question.
Why would they do that? Why would they put something up of Ennard, who is a psychopathic killing animatronic with like several other animatronics inside of him, made by this killer who wanted to kidnap children? Why would they put that in their location?
Also, how the fuck would they even know about Ennard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, how do they even know? Who's running this place? That's another thing that's never explained. The world, okay. I always compliment this game earlier for having like, the environment does, it does have an environment. The environments are cool, but the world building itself is awful. And trust me, this is coming from someone who's done awful world building before, so I can definitely tell you exactly what they did wrong. It takes one to know one sometimes. It does. Because, homie, freaking, this never explained, like, who's running this establishment. It's never explained why they're keeping a lot of the things that the other establishments had.
Also,
like,
it also never explained why they replaced almost all the established security bots. Because it's cheaper. No, it will cost more money.
It's never explained.
Even more.
Yes.
Because this place did actually used to have people here working here. And apparently there have also been other missing children's cases. How did the company cover this up, apparently? And can we see, what does the company think of Vanessa? Or Vanny, or whatever? Because they do know, apparently she exists. Something. They know there are some missing kids. And Freddy seems to understand, he seems to have some idea of what Vanny might be. So again, we could also have some really cool moments, because Freddy could, after they realize Vanny's the one. Also, there's a lot of cut out parts of the story, because at the end of the game, Freddy's like, hey, Vanny's responsible for these disappearances, we should go stop her. And if I leave, there's going to be more disappearances, implying that Vanny's the one causing them. There's no point to Gregory or Freddy have a conversation saying, hey, Vanny's the reason why all these kids are disappearing. That's why this is happening. At no point in the story does that happen.
No.
So I was left here wondering, hey, when did they discover this? I think in the main game they're supposed to have a moment where they realize Vanessa's the main reason kids are disappearing, or Gregory explains that, she tried to kill him and stuff. And then this is a complete missed opportunity, because Freddy could be like, okay, Gregory, I'm gonna do my Freddy impression. Okay, Gregory, I'm not technically supposed to tell you this, but we're broken a lot of company rules here tonight. A long time ago, in one of our original locations, someone snuck into a rabbit hutch and started, killing people. And you could basically recap, some of the company, like how the company sees these events that transpire, right? Because he has access to their files, so we can straight up say the actual accounts, what went down, the police reports, right? He can explain to Gregory this happened before, blah blah, and that would also give them some connection to Burn Trap, because neither one of these characters even know who the heck he is, so it gives them some more connection to him. Because they can slowly put the pieces together when they see him. Hey, that must be the same Springtrap guy you told me about, or this guy who died in the suit.
Well,
Whatever.
well, hold up, Woody. Apparently, Freddy does know who he is because when he's getting hacked, he's like, "I can't stop," or "I am not me." That whole "I am not me" speech. Apparently, he does know who he is. So,
We won't get into that. Although we're talking about story, that opens up a whole can of worms. Freddy says, "My friends are here." Freddy, who the heck are you talking about?
who? What did that whole speech mean?
And I know dang well you're not talking about your dead friends, Michael Afton.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yeah.
if Freddy is Michael Afton, and that means Michael is still alive, and that FNAF 6 is meaningless. We can talk about the Springtrap thing right now. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Let's
So
go.
FNAF 6 has been made meaningless by this
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Because the whole point of the game was for Henry to, in this very emotional if you don't know FNAF 6, it was called Peace Simulator officially. And it's basically this game where you play as Michael Afton, which is at least assumed by 90% of the community.
Yeah.
To be Michael Afton. Like, it's pretty much agreed upon as Michael Afton.
Yeah. It makes the most sense.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
If it's anyone else, it would just be like, okay, why?
At this point, I would not be surprised if they said it was someone else. At this point, but go ahead.
At this point.
At this point.
And Scott has, referenced the fact that it's probably Michael Afton,
Yeah.
too, himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most likely candidate, and Scott has basically confirmed it. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just leave that alone. Basically, the whole thing with the whole Michael thing is like, if he's still alive, and William's still alive, and Henry, the whole point was that he wanted to get all the animatronics, like Baby, his own daughter, Emily,
The puppet.
the puppet,
Like pretty much every single spirit that's not been released yet.
that's still alive at this time.
He got them all in an area. Got them all in this pretty much this decoy, this pseudo Fazbear establishment that you ran. You made it look real, and you have to salvage all the animatronics. Put them all in the establishment, so you can get the true ending, which is gets them all together, and then he burns the place to the ground. He burns it to the ground and kills everybody, including himself.
Because again, another key. This whole segment is so emotional. There's two endings where he talks, and both of them are so emotional because we really get to see like, oh my gosh. He says the whole situation keeps him up at night. He talks about how angry he is at his old partner. He has this really emotional conversation to his daughter, one-on-one conversation. It's truly pretty sad.
Yeah, man.
And he talks about how the person who's working this job probably doesn't want to leave either. This is the main reason people think it's Michael. Because why would someone not want to escape a burning building with killer animatronics? This makes no sense.
Yeah, man. Like, it's and the freaking music slow. Like, it's all just perfect. It's all just perfect.
Again, I'm adding that FNAF 6 theme to my playlist. It's amazing. It's genuinely amazing. When it kicks into full gear, man. It's amazing.
His whole speech, like the writing there is so. I mean, it's all just so good. That ending is seriously perfect. I would again, if the entire series ended there, I mean, no more FNAF anything. I would not, in the slightest, be angry. Not in the slightest.
This is a beautiful ending for the series as a whole. But hey, when there's money to be made, people must suffer. AKA us, the fans.
Yes, guys, apparently all that was worthless since William is still alive. He's still alive. He will not die. He will not die, guys. Okay, guys.
And we're giving no explanation to how he's still alive either.
No. Or how he escaped, or we are not giving any explanation of any.
He's back now.
The whole everything to do with the true ending doesn't make any sense. I literally do mean everything. I do mean everything that with the true ending of this game doesn't make any sense. Okay, Let's start with Springtrap. Springtrap is still alive. What explanation is given to why he's still alive? 0%. Okay. Why is he in a charging station? Because okay. Uh, how is he hacking Freddy with these 1980s computers? Because he can. Okay. Like why is he only hacking Freddy now? Why can't he do that earlier? Because okay. Um like you guys, you see my point? Nothing is explained. Nothing and
Also,
honestly,
in this ending, I'm not gonna say he dies because he gets grabbed by the blob.
oh,
Which is even worse. Here we go. Okay,
Whoa,
the
hold on,
blob is
hold
where.
on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, we need to. I need to save the blood for a little bit, bro. 'Cause I still need to talk about after, bro. Cause, bro, listen. Okay. Seal. I didn't when. Okay, so if y'all remember, Springtrap's, uh, infamous catchphrase, "I always come back." Yeah, everybody knows it. Everybody knows FNAF and knows Springtrap knows that catchphrase. It's a bit of a meme, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Uh, but like, did any point,
Fortnite Battle Pass. Sorry.
did anyone? But my serious question to you, to all the fans, and especially to you, Woody, since you're the only one that can respond to me right now. When you heard that line, did you actually like take it literally?
No.
Did you take it literally?
I thought it
Oh.
was just someone with a big ego who's obviously a serial killer, insane. He's been trapped in a room for like 30 years, so he's in pain. I don't know, he's really not the most sane individual. Yeah, I think it was just the cries of insane man. Yeah, that's what I see it as.
Yeah, that's what I saw it as. That's exactly. You hit it right on the nail of the head. That's exactly what I saw it as too. So,
I mean, it's really cool because he was implying like he won't die. Like he doesn't want to stop living until like someone is gonna have to kill this man. His
but like
will to live is very high.
but like it seemed like the writers at Steel have taken this literally.
A little too literally.
William Afton actually will not die. How the Again, I want to ask how he's alive again. 'Cause I've already said that, but I will say this: why the freak does he keep coming back? Because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. And this is why I was so ready. I was so happy with and also ready for Vanny crap like that, is because Vanny, I thought that she was going to be the new her and Glitch Trap or whatever was going to be the new major villains of FNAF. I was wrong. Apparently, it's still William Afton. How did he escape from Cassidy? How did he escape from Cassidy, Woody?
It makes FNAF Ultimate Custom Night even make you question if it's even canon anymore.
Exactly.
Because if he stuck with Cassidy, also, how is his body still here? Also, if the whole FNAF 6 location got burned down, how is this much of it, still around if it got burned?
Exactly. How the freak is his body? Okay, how is his body? How is his body still intact? It is literally nothing but it's literally nothing Woody. With the other suits, there's stuff holding it up. He's literally just bones at this point. How the freak is he staying together? How's his body? By the way, it's still decomposing.
He has nothing to say. He has no voice lines either.
He did have voice lines.
They were
He
cut,
did have voice lines, but they were cut.
Big missed opportunity because the voice actor of Springtrap is amazing. Incredible, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. Even the replacement actor they got, because they hired him, didn't use any of his stuff. Actually, only in the trailers. I feel really bad for both actors. They both actually did a good job trying to portray the character. Respect to them for sticking with the project. Also, I just want to say this: none of the voice actors did anything wrong. The poor voice actress who played Gregory, Vanessa, and I think
Roxy.
it was,
Roxy.
This poor voice actress, this poor woman. She was
I will put her name up right now. But this I feel so bad for you.
The voice actor for Moon and Sun, incredible, great work.
Oh, incredible!
Genuinely made me terrified. Really sold his transformation more than the game did.
Yes, Yes, like because the animation itself isn't really all that much. I saw a fan animation that made it like way more disturbing. But hey, whatever. That's a nitpick. That's a nitpick. At this point, guys, I'm
No,
done
I'm
with
not. And
I'm
I
done
know
with rational
so many
complaints.
other voice actors played several characters, and you truly hate
Mhm.
to see it. You know, these guys they work their butts off. Like they
Yeah,
worked all.
they worked their butts off. Oh, okay, I'm ready to get to the blob now.
Are you sure? Are you
Oh,
sure
yes,
about that?
I'm ready. I'm ready to get to this ab abomination. I'm just gonna say
Okay, I'm just gonna
abomination.
tell you. No, you're not, because the Blob is insanely just okay. Let's begin. The Blob
What?
itself is amalgamation of animatronics, right?
Yes, of animatronics from like almost all eras, like
Every era.
every
Even
era.
even animatronics that should not even be in the FNAF 6 location, like at all. Like
Hmm.
the original Chica slash Bonnie are here too,
Yes,
that wouldn't
yes.
make any sense. They should not be around anymore, actually, like
Funtime,
at all.
Funtime Freddy's head, like regular head from Sister Location, isn't
Yes,
even though in freaking
but
FNAF 6.
I'm not. I'm gonna shut up and let the design inconsistencies go, because Springtrap looks nothing like he did in FNAF 6, which is actually a good thing in this scenario. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying, designs again. FNAF, the Withered Freddy is supposed to be same as normal Freddy.
yeah. I
Um,
mean that's been a problem like since the beginning. I get it, but
yeah,
like, come on, y'all. Like, was this how was what number entry is it? The ninth, the eighth entry? Come on.
especially a AAA title, you would think they would have a consistent design for Ennard, but it's okay. The
Oh,
puppet is here.
mm-hmm. From every
So
era.
basically, mm,
And this
I'm
crap,
getting a headache.
this,
So how did they?
oh,
First of all, how did they get here? How did they get here? How did they get here? And why are the
how?
puppet circus babies here with their original masks too? Even though it was withered baby, no, it's trap
Molten,
spring baby,
molten.
whatever,
It was
molten
molten.
molten baby. Sorry,
Oh,
the animatronics like Pokemon now. I just get so confused.
they are. There is like a new one every single like. Again, that's like a problem with the series overall. Not just this game, but this game. See, this game f's it up even more. It f's it up even more. The okay. So my first question is how the freak. It was your first question. It should be everybody's first question. How the freak does this thing exist? How? How does this thing exist? How does it? What is it? No, actually, what is it? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, what is this thing, and how does it? How did it come to be? Because, it has a Funtime Freddy head, but
Yeah.
it has animatronic heads from every single era, and it literally is like a bunch of wires mixed together. So is it like a mutated Ennard? If so, how the freak did he get like that?
Also,
And
why
like
does Ennard hate William Afton?
exactly like what even is it? And also, why is he at FNAF 6? Why is he in the FNAF 6 location? Like
Never mind. Continue.
like yo, that don't make any sense. Like yo, bro. Also, can we just talk about the blob appears out of nowhere? By the way, there's no build up to it.
Yes.
It just appears out of nowhere.
Yes.
See,
This is here.
I never ran into the blobs. Again, I never even went to that whole portion of the game. Listen, the earliest opportunity I got, I dipped out this freaking out this whole game.
Wise
But
decision you made, sir.
yes,
But
wise
listen,
decision
we can
indeed.
talk about the endings. I mean, there's nothing more to say about the Blob, bro. It's here. It doesn't. It breaks the lore. The whole after ending breaks the lore.
Yeah, and that's the end. Oh,
And
oh.
the and the, and,
What?
and the other thing,
Uh huh.
after you defeat Afton and what's his name grabs him, the
Mm.
game just ends, and the credits roll at the end of the game.
Woody, this is the ending that
So
they decided to make the canon one, and it's the one with the most problems. It is the one
it's
with the most
okay.
with the most lore-breaking problems, and they decided for this to be the true ending. Oh my gosh! How high can you
Also, even though
be?
they stopped a Springtrap, shouldn't Vanessa still be out there killing
Yeah,
kids?
Vanessa's still around. Glitch trap, glitch trap, glitch trap. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So,
Okay, so is Glitch Trap? Okay, I'm not gonna. All right, I'm gonna bring my brain talking about this because this makes no sense. Is Glitch Trap a program or is the Springtrap controlling it from down there?
I,
Unclear, I might add.
I don't know. And guys, we're circling back to FNAF VR because FNAF VR, that's this whole, set up the whole Springtrap stuff, and it was implied, heavily implied, that Springtrap and Vanny was going to be the villains of this game, the main villains of this game, guys. When I tell you
So
that
Vanny
they
has no presence.
Oh
Literally
my!
has no
When I tell
presence.
you that I mean, and we're going, guys. I told you we go back to marketing. I told you, guys. The marketing for this game, Vanny was all over it. Vanny was all
Yes.
over it. She was the face of this game. She was the face of this freaking game. Like whenever you looked at this game, you saw Vanny. Like she was the first thing we saw. She was the first again, her toy release leaked. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
was released early by Funko Pop, which, by the way, I guess that was kind of foreshadowing that this game was being marketed towards kids. That the first thing that was leaked was a toy. Um, I mean, the toys were being made before the game was. The toys were already developed before the freaking game was. Let's just get that out the way. Crazy thing is, Vanny was all over the marketing. Every single thing. She was everywhere. However, in the game, she has the presence of a small gust of wind. It startles you, maybe. Or it startles you at first. You're like, oh wow, that was a big gust of wind, and then you walk on and you move on with your day.
Mm-hmm.
It may hit you again every once in a while, but you're like, oh dang, that was crazy. Like it's like it's like a short burst of scares before you immediately just forget about her. That she's in the
Facts.
game. Why the freak am I forgetting about the main villain? Why am I forgetting about the main villain? Like yo,
And the
like.
worst part is they straight up cut her content out. If you watch the trailers, you can see portions that don't exist.
hmm
You can hear voice lines that don't exist for Vanny.
hmm
You
You
can,
can
and
hear.
it's implied that Gregory is like hiding from her before the game starts, because he's like trying to explain, "I'm sorry, I lost my temper. Your friends are looking for you," implying
hmm
that Gregory had friends that she would know about. And there's a
Yes.
lot of implications being made here.
hmm Yes, there's a lot. Like the first trailer, like some expectations of a lot. Again, however, like she has no presence, and yeah, a lot of her stuff is cut out, which is freaking sad and weird because she's the main villain. And by the way, Glitchtrap,
Yes.
who is supposed to be controlling her, is not mentioned at all.
And
He,
her, all right, we can talk about some of the endings now. All right, so if you pick this Vanny route, which is actually completely optional apparently, because
it
if you
is.
don't see her thing in the Fauser blast, you actually there's no option to go face her. Actually, fun fact, I had no
Mm,
idea. Apparently, if you don't see her, there's no reason to go face her, right? Um, basically, I basically there's a way to speedrun this game. If you don't know by now, this game is very easy to beat and speedrun and
Mm-hmm.
exploit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to do that. I just
I
looked.
had the only way I could beat this game, the Missing Man portion, because it was a glitch. I couldn't beat it literally. The only way to
Yeah.
beat this game was through that. Unfortunately,
Yep. That's the only way you can beat this game, which is really freaking sad.
because I literally couldn't progress in the story. I tried everything. I tried looking at videos. And I was done with this game anyways. I'm telling you guys, I did not want to play it anymore. I genuinely did not want to play it anymore.
Who does? Who would? This game freaking sucks. Like yo, the Vanny ending. Okay, so Vanny. By the way, Vanny's knife is completely gone. By the way, Vanny's knife and that was also in the marketing
Yeah,
is
again,
completely
trying
gone.
to make the game more kid friendly. Again, I definitely
hmm
think to allow her portions to make the game more kid friendly, because I feel like they didn't want to have someone, straight up murdering. I mean, even some of the simpler stuff, like when Freddy calls you damaged, there's a hidden voice line in the game that says bleeding instead. So it's definitely obvious they made a conscious effort to make the game less violent and more kid friendly,
Yes.
even though it's a horror game.
It's yeah, even though it's a horror game based around a series with a lore that literally is filled with a bunch of kids dying. Like that's like its entire identity. Kids
Yes.
die. That is, kids are murdered and
Yeah, not scared to
stuffed.
show that.
Like, how are you? Like, like, yo? I've played dang Mario games darker than this game. This game don't it don't show anything. I mean, it doesn't have to show anything. It doesn't even say anything. It doesn't even say, like, okay, if you don't want to show, at least tell. At least tell. It doesn't even want to do that. It doesn't even want to do that. Here's what it shows us. Nothing. That's it. It tells us that kids died. You know, kids are dying or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. Kids, 9 kids died, 10 kids died. I don't even remember the number. Kids died, and kids died at one point. It happened, and Freddy knows about it, but he's not saying anything.
Oh yeah, there's 9. There's 9. Actually, I thought you were talking about the original game. Yeah. There's 9
Oh,
kids
no.
who died in this, apparently.
No, no. Like there is 9 kids who die. Freddy knows about it, and he doesn't say jack. Why doesn't he say jack? Unclear. How does he know? Unclear. Everything is so unclear. Like everything is so clear. So in the Vanity ending, right? In the freaking Vanity ending, you know, oh gracious sakes, this is the worst ending in the game, in my opinion. This crap is hilarious. Explain to them what happens at the Vanity ending, Woody. Explain to them.
No, bro, you're the one who got it, bro. I think
Oh,
you
you
should
right,
tell
you right, you
exactly
right, you
how
right,
your
you right.
experience.
Oh, baby. So, I saw this option after I got one ending, which is you know, the homeless ending, quote unquote, quote unquote. You know, the ending that everyone's like, oh, he's homeless. I'm like, okay. I don't. Hey, you're pulling that out of your hat because this game won't explain nothing. But hey, you know, you're allowed with this game. I'll allow people just pulling theories out their freaking butts. But yeah, with the Vanny ending, you know, I went back and I saw like, oh shoot, dang, you know, I want to see what that Vanny ending is, Heike. That might be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That might be cool. That might be cool.
So you thought?
It wasn't. It wasn't. So like, what happened was we get a 3D cutscene, right? We get a 3D cutscene. You know, we don't get the crappy dang 2D. We don't get the crappy like comic book art style or whatever. Like, not even the artwork isn't even that good. Like it looks all scratchy and crap. Like it looks like it was drawn by a crayon. Like it's. I mean, but hey, this ending had it was 3D animated. I was like, oh shoot, let's go. We're finally putting the Pixar people to work again.
Finally. It's almost like they didn't have enough money to do something with them, Heike. They're finally giving it some work.
Heike. But you know, hey man, like, you know, this cutscene plays. You know, Freddy's on the bridge, right? Like, we got him all these upgrades. I got him all the upgrades and crap like that. Like, you know, Roxy's eyes. Apparently, you know, so she can see everything. We will not get into Roxy's eyes. This is long enough already.
That breaks the lore. That breaks the lore completely.
That breaks this game.
Okay, can we talk for a second? If she can see you through the walls, then why was she not killing you like as soon as the game starts? Like, this game would have been over.
All she had to do, and apparently, hold up. Apparently, Woody, I something was pointed out to me, right? That I didn't notice before, and so it makes everything makes less sense. Because in the very beginning of the game, when you're going through when you're crawling through the vents and you're hearing the animatronics for the first time, at the end of her voice line, she says, your fans are watching you right now. Or whatever.
Implying that she knows someone's
implying that she knows that you're there. So she's always had this. So why the freak? Why the freak doesn't it play into gameplay? Can someone explain that to me? Why doesn't it play into gameplay at all? Like it really doesn't. I'm not even lying.
I
Like,
don't know.
she cannot see you through walls, because if I run around a freaking corner, she gets all tripped up and doesn't and loses me.
Let me see.
It
I think
literally.
it's on bad AI. Honestly, you can just blame it on bad AI. Not gonna
I,
lie.
I blame it on bad AI and freaking them wanting to put mechanics in, like wanting stuff to work way too late, right? Like all of a sudden she can do this because she can. Why was she using it before? Because she can. She couldn't use it before because reasons. Like what is this? Like what are we doing here? Why are we here? Just to suffer? Like what is this? But yeah, so I got all of Freddy's upgrades, right? I got all of Freddy's upgrades. Including the Monty Claw. Now the Monty Claw is the thing I was paying attention to the most. I was like, okay, well he should easily be able to kill Woody. Hold your laughter for just a second.
Sorry. It's just,
Don't laugh.
I'm just
Don't
picturing it. I know you're playing the footage right now as we're talking about it. So.
Yep, don't laugh. So like Freddy has his claws,
It's
and
so
he's in a whole boxy position. I'm expecting him to tear the. And by the way, he's only up against security bots. That's the only thing he's up against. Stop laughing, Woody. Stop laughing. Stop laughing, bro. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay.
Stop laughing. Again, he looks like he's only up against security bots, yo. He looks like he's about to whoop the mess out of these bots, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh shoot, let's go, Freddy. Freddy about a box. So, what happens is Vanny's up there, right? He looks up, he sees Vanny. Vanny's like, dismantle Freddy.
One of the only other rule signs in the whole game, by the way.
It's really excellent how they deliver that. It was excellent how she delivered that line. Like actually, I'm being serious. Like it was actually really good. Too bad the context was so stupid. But so she grabs this cartoonishly large button, this cartoonishly large red button, by the way, that doesn't make any sense. And she presses the button. She presses the red button, and all this. By the way, how does one red button dictate what they do? Like, is that what you've been doing the entire game? Like, I don't I won't get into it. Okay. So.
Wait, this whole situation is so stupid. Continue.
Listen. So she says, dismantle Freddy.
No. I'm gonna explain that. You explain your emotional reaction. So she says some dismantle Freddy, right? So a bunch of bots with like painted faces. From the portion earlier in the game that you may recognize, right? From the portion earlier in the game where, we get to see the dirty animatronics in the off-brand Afton family, right? The Robotnik family had that, right? We get to see that, but here's the funny thing. They run up on Freddy. They push him off the bridge.
And they beat his ass. They rip him apart. Literally, I'm not even lying. It is. I mean, it looks cartoonish too. It's like they should like you just see them just tearing him up and parts just flying everywhere. I'm like, what am I watching? Freddy, by the way, has Monty claws that can tear through whole gates, and yet this sucker can't freaking. And yet, this sucker can't freaking take security bots. Does he?
Wait. Who have been established to be exceptionally weak? Because Vanessa straight up throws one bodily aside earlier in the story mode.
Exactly. She throws one aside.
Like it's nothing.
And guess what? You know, the funny part about this, right? Gregory is able to push Chica into a trash push this whole animatronic into a trash compactor.
Oh gosh.
But you're telling me Freddy, an actual animatronic that's taller than him, should be stronger than him, way stronger than him, can't freaking defeat a few security guys, they push him off the bridge, and this sucker like just proceeds to get clapped on the ground. Like, straight up just
I mean,
destroyed.
he literally gets jumped, like genuinely gets jumped. I can't know what to tell you.
He gets ripped apart, and so now it's up to Gregory. It's up to Gregory. And he's another fetch quest. They're like, hey, freaking Freddy was like, hey, Gregory, you have to go kill Vanny. And
Also, Freddy just straight up tells Gregory to go kill another human being. I'm not joking. He says, use the security bots, turn them against Vanny. Like, he straight up tells her to
turn them against her.
Straight up murder someone.
And at this point, we really don't have a reason because we don't really have a reason because we don't really see Vanny doing anything like actually wrong. Like she does kill you if she finds you, but we don't really see her.
She picks you up and shakes you around. She doesn't.
You're right. Oh, you also got white woman jump scare. That's also.
Oh god, the jump scares. The horror.
We'll talk, man. We might have to do a part 2. Ike.
Yo. So a quick compilation of every jump scare, and then have our dead face reactions. Like, bro, I'm not scared.
This junk got unscary quick. This game's whole freaking man, like, I mean, let me finish talking about the ending. Getting sidetracked. So Gregory, once you get up there, once you get up to Vanny's office, you press a button. There's an arcade machine in there, but I wasn't allowed to play it, so I was like, okay. You press the button to let them dismantle Vanny, and then you get this. Then you go back to the comic book stuff. You go back to the crap comic book stuff. Well, what happened? I thought we were just at 3D. Whatever. So like it shows them killing Vanny. Well, it doesn't show it. It shows it takes a book. It takes a note out of the Lion King and shows the silhouette. Except this is way less impactful than that. And crap like that. But yeah. And then Gregory. And I've seen this part without laughing. Gregory goes up to Freddy. And Freddy's busted out on the ground.
No, Freddy is so busted up. It's kind of
he goes up to Freddy. And Freddy is literally like torn apart on the ground, looking stupid. and then he says his final emotional words.
Oh God.
You're my superstar. And for anyone who saw my stream, so I would just play my reaction right now. So as you can see, I think it was the exact opposite of what they wanted me to feel there. And that's because they failed to actually establish a relationship between Gregory and Freddy. Their relationship is a fetch quest. That's the relationship. They don't have. They barely have any.
Relationship. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yes. A symbiotic relationship. Their conversation. They have some conversations earlier in the game, right? But then, again, during the second half. I mean, during the second act on, they don't have any conversations at all. They barely have any.
They don't talk.
They don't talk, and it doesn't feel like a relationship. It feels like, oh, sure, I'll give you some information when you need it. Crap like that. It's like that one friend who only contacts you if they need something. Like, yo, that is Gregory. That is Freddy. My bad, Freddy in this game. So I didn't feel bad when this sucker died. I feel bad when this sucker got clapped, especially when he really shouldn't have. He really shouldn't have, and it was really funny.
It makes you feel like you wasted all this time upgrading him too.
That's the point. Exactly. Exactly. It's it doesn't matter in the lore.
I could box out Freddy.
Exactly what I'm saying. If dang security bots can rip him apart, and this thing is fragile. Yo, wouldn't have been cool if I don't know, maybe if he didn't win that fight, if you didn't do any of the upgrades, then he didn't win the fight. Wouldn't have been cool if if the game rewarded you for actually going out of your way to get all the upgrades and crap like that. What if they only had more than 3 upgrades? More than the Monty Claus, the voice box, and what if they had more? What if you got to fight Sun and Moon? You got his stuff, whatever he had, and crap like that.
Or some of the endos,
From them. Exactly. Maybe their speed or something like that. because freaking Freddy moves hecka slow.
Mhm.
And then like wouldn't it be cool if the success rate of winning was determined on how many upgrades you actually got? Like you don't have to get any of the upgrades. It's just if you get that ending, it just depends like on how on your freaking Freddy's success rate of winning that fight is. Like that would be cool. That would be really really cool. But they don't do that. Instead, no matter how many upgrades you get, no matter how freaking useful they are in the gameplay, which they kind of are, they kind of are useful because I mean I didn't use his voice box once, and I didn't need to use Roxy's eyes at all. And I guess the only one I really used was the Monty Claus. Honestly, this is the only one I really used. And half the time they just freaking jump scared me because they just all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere. That sound you would make. This this it has look the upgrades have they have no story significance at all. And again, I'm using the word story very loosely.
Story. As we just explained, this game is no story.
It has no story. It has no flow. It has no pace. It has no characters. The closest thing that comes to a character is Freddy himself. Honestly, even though but that still didn't stop me from laughing at his death because again he should not have died there.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I felt no sympathy.
I felt no sympathy, bro. Anything you'd like to say, Woody?
Bro, I never got the ending because I did get that ending.
Yes, you did.
Through it. We got the same ending, just different ways of getting it. But apparently there's a good ending where like you rescue Vanessa or something by playing the Princess Quest games. Didn't want to do it. There's also another ending where you escape in a truck, which is so stupid. There's another ending where Freddy kills Vanessa. And then it's revealed that Vanny and Vanessa aren't the same person, or maybe it's a ghost of Vanny.
It's so confusing whether it's a twin or if it's like a ghost. It's so confusing. They don't explain it. They don't explain anything.
I highly doubt two twins just having to be working at the same. That wouldn't make it. That wouldn't make any sense.
But so Woody, nothing in the story makes sense. Nothing. The plot doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's canon. It's canon.
I was gonna go. What makes more sense to me is that's her ghost haunting the piece of legs.
Copium. That's copium. That's copium right there, homie. You're coping. Like yo.
Anywho.
Wait, yeah, man. The place burns down as well. Like crap, like that's an ending.
That's all the endings. I think I just ran through the last few, but that's all the endings.
You also got the therapist tapes, which are they provide. Okay. I'll give the therapist tapes this. And they frustrate me. Because they actually provide some backstory, some well-needed backstory in Vanessa's character. Some well-needed They actually. But here's two things. Here's what's wrong about them. One, they're hidden.
And two,
that's number one.
Freddy and Gregory have no dialogue talking about them, so we don't get any more insight about them. What they think about this.
I didn't even think about that. Hey, Key, they don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
Oh, and also a third problem, but this may just be me. That's stupid. So like in the TV, they have like this room has a TV, right, where you find the therapist tapes, and the FNAF tapes are the bootleg FNAF tapes that Studio came up with are playing in the background on repeat. On an endless loop, and it's playing the same song. So whenever you're trying to listen to the tapes, you always have to hear forever and ever and ever and ever, forever and the entire time. Like and this is when you're trying to listen to the tapes, but it's so loud. Why the freak didn't they give you an option to turn off the TV? Or like, why the freak they even put it in the same room as this thing? Why is this thing even on? Why is this thing even on?
Yeah, if anything, it should be playing the vampire thing from FNAF 4. That would make sense lore-wise.
Man, that would have been a funny callback too. Not the freaking bootleg FNAF FNAF tapes that play a freaking annoying song when you're trying to hear the dang dialogue of the tapes. When you're trying to scoop up, whenever you're trying to scoop up the actual freaking like actual character, right?
Why you
If
just skip
freaking
up, bro? The lore is so obvious.
oh, is lore so obvious? You right, you right. Just like how the Blob has an obvious motive or intention. The Blob has an
Yep.
obvious background too.
It makes a
Like
lot of sense if you ask me.
again,
On
this
paper, it
game
makes sense.
this game rise can be just summed up like with the Blob. Random, bugged out, doesn't make any sense,
Unexplained.
and unexplained. And
It's here, and you just
unexplained.
have to accept it. As busy how this game goes, it's here. You have to accept it.
I'm the new FNAF title, and you have to deal with it.
Oh man, we're not talking about car. We're not talking about car.
No, I'm talking about Security Breach. This game, guys. This game, and like there's more that we can freaking go into. There's even more, bro.
If y'all like this, we'll do a part 2. If y'all
Facts.
really like us ranting about a silly video game, we can talk more about it.
Yes, we could talk more about this bull crap. The
'Cause
editing
we can
process,
talk about the fan react. Actually, part 2 gonna be about talk about the fan reaction to this game.
man. There's two
This
things
game does have its defenders, but it also has massive haters like us, Psyche.
like us. Like I mean, there's two things I want to talk about. But if we do a second part, it is one, the fan reaction, and number two, the horror portion of this. The horror portion of this is I want to talk. I will talk about it in the second part. Let's just end this video off. This video is probably going to take me a freaking while to do already. Editing Long Live Games guy right now, like Long Live editing guy or whatever, is probably screaming at me. Stop the video! Stop the video! I'm doing too much. Stop the video! All right, shut the freak up. Long Live editing guy. A persona I just made up 3 seconds ago.
Yes, sir. I think it works.
Yeah, me too. Works better than anything in this game. But yeah, any final words?
Not saying very much.
Any final words on security breach?
Any final words? Not that I can think of, bro. It's just like I suggest you guys don't play it. And also, you want to put timestamps so people can focus on each sections of the video. You know, when you're editing this. I'm talking to editing, Long Live editing guy here.
No. That's a scream.
But yeah, security breaches, don't buy it. Save your money, kids.
Yep.
That's the best advice I can give you. Save your money, kids.
I mean, I have to say this game was definitely a massive disappointment, and like, literally, this game is just a massive disappointment. Like, I was expecting way more. I was expecting way, especially when this is the first like 3 roam FNAF game with
some more cut content in part 2 also.
Oh yeah,
We're not
definitely.
getting into all the cut content I want to talk about.
Definitely. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of cover with this game. That's why we kind of made this in the first place, because, we've discussed these topics over and over and over off camera. It's about time we just get on camera and just freaking like gush about how terrible this game is, because it really is.
How terrible this game is.
Yeah, gush about how terrible it is. Those two words don't go together, huh? This game don't go together in the FNAF lore. This game don't go together. Like this game. Like this game, seriously, is just like, in all seriousness, it's really bad. Like
this game is garbage.
I tried sticking with it, but listen, there is no way to sugarcoat this. The game is bad. It is bad, and I honestly
otherwise is wrong. There are the speedrunners who are delusional because they think it's fun to speedrun, or I'm not saying they can't enjoy speedrunning. That's how they make their money. That's how they get their content. I'm not gonna hate on them. If anything, FNAF made it harder for people who want to speedrun their game by making them do extra steps to speedrun. But
and that's about the only fan base this game can have at this point, like the speedrunning groups. Like,
and we'll talk about the fans next time. But
but let's definitely end here. I just want to say, like, yo, like this. I don't usually do this, but I straight up will say I feel like this game is objectively bad. I don't usually say objectively anything because, everything is subjective or whatever. 100%. But this game, literally, this game to me is objectively bad. It doesn't explain, or at least its story is. Maybe you can make an
Yes,
argument. Maybe you can make somewhat of an argument for gameplay if you really dig. I mean, you'd have to be freaking Phoenix Wright up in here, like
Phoenix
explaining
Wright.
to me, my guy, you're gonna need to get freaking Bill Nye in here, scientifically explain to me why this is good. Why this gameplay is good, okay? You're gonna need to work that hard. But if you want to ever even halfway convince me, but like the story is objectively bad. I will say the story is objectively freaking bad. I don't think nobody can tell me different. Nobody can tell me differently. There's so much unexplained stuff, and like there's so much unexplained bull crap. There's so much like cut stuff. There's so
There's so much
much.
nonsense going on in the story.
There's so much. That's the word. That's the word for nonsense. Nonsense. There's so much nonsense happening.
Stuff happens, but none of it matters.
Facts, and it's all connected by fetch quests. It's this is an awful story, by far the worst story we've ever gotten in a freaking FNAF game, by far, easily.
Oh yes, no questions asked.
No questions asked. This is, and like, honestly, guys, I don't know how we're gonna recover from this. I feel like
I think FNAF is, as Baddington said himself, I wouldn't even call myself a true FNAF fan anymore. I'm done. I'm done with FNAF.
This
in his words. I'm
in
done with
his
FNAF.
words, like this.
I hate to say that because I love FNAF so much. Like I genuinely love or used to love some parts of the community. It's always a weird part of every fandom. We have to deal with that.
Yeah,
But
it happens.
hey, look, it happens. It's just a part of the process.
Yep.
This is not this left at least someone disappointed in some way. The story makes no sense. It ruined FNAF for everyone in some way.
Yeah, like I gotta be 100% honest. As a diehard FNAF fan, I don't know how it's going to recover. The only way we can recover from this game, honestly, is to just decanonize it completely. Decanonize it completely. Pretend it never happened. Because this game breaks the lore in so many ways. In more ways than one. Like, that is... it shatters it. It absolutely shatters it. Like, that's not good at all. That's freaking. I mean, it's not something I can look past. It is like I've stuck with the series with a lot. I stuck with it through the dang hallucinogenic discs. I stuck with it through Glitch Trap. I stuck with it through a lot.
Even the ultimate cousin like Cassidy BS, like to
Yes.
this day still struggle to understand.
Yes.
But this is too much.
This is what broke the camel's back.
Yes.
Listen. As soon as I saw William Afton in this game, I was like, and William Afton and the Blob in the same ending. I was like, yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Because Matt called it. He said a trash Afton will fight a amalgamation of animatronics of past. And he said this trash Afton will be particularly weak, but it will end up killing him in the end. And bro, maybe he's not dead, but MatPat was spot on. I remember watching that video like almost a year before this game came out. So I'm gonna pat you on the back right now, MatPat. Good job.
And I said back then, oh my gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. That sounds stupid. That sounds stupid. I said back then.
We promised each other that we would laugh if this happened, and guess what?
I did.
I ended up laughing my ass off.
Even though I didn't see it in person, once I saw the thing was in the game, I freaking laughed so hard. It was. Like again, I have hope for like the whole fan game FNAF project thing. I have hope for that. I have hope for FNAF Plus. I hope for that game. Like this right here, like for the mainstream. Listen, it's time for the series to end. We should have ended this like back in FNAF 6. Honestly, like this. I feel like it's finally time. I feel like we're finally running our course right here. We're finally running our course because this is awful. This is awful. All right. Well, that's the last thing I got to say about Security Breach. Any last words? Would you like to get, Woody, or are you done?
That's it, bro. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're still here. Subscribe to him and me.
Subscribe to Lone Wolf Games, guys. Subscribe to
more
Woody.
Silly than
Dot.
we can be. Today was a bit more serious. We usually are pretty silly people. If you like that kind of content, subscribe. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're desperate. We don't know.
Subscribe to Woody W Dot and Longest Games Guy, the channel you're watching this right on. Just go ahead and hit that like button, and please comment. Please comment your thoughts. But I really want to have a conversation with y'all about this, like, because this game it just drives the worst out of me. I don't like it. I don't like. And I really want to see like some people defend this. I hope we get some. I hope we get some freaking. I hope so much we get this security breach apologists in the dang comment section. I definitely want to have a conversation with y'all about what y'all see in this game, because I don't see it at all.
I don't
Okay.
see it either.
Well, that's it. That's all we got. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you want more. And just tell us if you want more in the future. Tell us if you want that part 2 or not. All right, guys. See you later. Long live Game Sky and Woody W Dots.